2025 Tauihi season, and we couldn't be more excited. We're kicking things off, of course, with Sky Broadband Rapid League. The Tauranga Whai tonight hosting the Tokomanawa Queens. There's a grand final rematch. Maya Williamson here alongside Casey Frank. Casey, how are you feeling to be in 2025 Tauihi season?
Back in the mix. The action was tipped off with some exciting basketball last night, and I'm looking for the Rapid League to pick up the pace today in game number 2.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Queens here in their signature light green, would you say?
Little mint action. Go for the mint action, and look at that lineup. They have some quality on the court today as we take a look at the Rapid League standings. One game in the books. The Whai came out firing from deep, built a big lead against the Boakai before a late comeback was thwarted to start the season 1-0 for the Whai.
Yeah, great signs for the Whai. Local ownership announced earlier today as well for them. Hopeful signs. Tokomanawa Queens and the Tauranga Whai in their last minute check to take a look at their starting 5. Nahiratsa Haumaha making her Rapid League debut. Grace Hunter, Kiriana Hippolyte, Stella Beck, long-time Tall Ferns captain, and Lou Brown. Those are two vets that you want to play alongside in Rapid League. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with for the Tauranga Whai.
That is a lot of talent. Stella Beck has been nothing but a winner across her Tauihi career, and to see Lou Brown, it's going to be impressive what she does at this level.
Here is the Tauranga Whai starting 5. Taylor Dalton in her Tauihi debut. Kitasome, Rogers, Kuka, and Lacandro, the Aussie, stepping in.
And some great size in the Rapid League with Lacandro out there. The effort of Kuka, I'm really excited to see her kind of energy levels mixed with that size and what she can do. And I think that matchup is quite likely going to be between her and Stella Beck, which should be an interesting one.
Excited to see how this year rolls out. Here's the 2024 Rapid League stats for both sides. What sticks out to you here, Casey?
Well, mostly not just the scoring, but the Whai, #1 defense in Rapid League a year ago. But look at those made threes. 57 for the Whai, 41 for the Queens. Those are the two hottest shooting teams in Rapid League last year. The Whai shot more shots than anybody, the Queens second, and there's a 53-point difference. So that just tells you what the Whai are going to do. Tane Bennett's going to keep that style going. We're going to see this a lot more threes being shot today.
That is the Tauranga style of play through and through. Of course, Coach Tane Bennett in his first year with Tauranga Whai. Alex Stojkovic travelling south to the mighty 03.
They poached a coach down low, and it turned out pretty well last night, but the Whai very confident in the abilities of Tane Bennett to come out and continue the excellence that was achieved last season.
Exciting signs here for both teams. The opening night for both sides. And we're just about to get underway here. The Tauranga Whai, the defending champions. There is new coach Tane Bennett, and it's going to be the Tauranga Whai that start things off. Taylor Dalton, Tall Fern, cuts off Lacandro.
A lot of movement early, but not a lot of penetration. The Queens doing a nice job of staying between the ball and the basket, and there we see it, forcing the turnover on that first possession. Nice communication by a Queens team that's locked in early.
And that's what Grace Hunter does, a really good defensive player, going to make things hard for Taylor Dalton today.
Late pickup, there's a few outs this week because of nationals. A lot of the youth players are not there, so Grace Hunter step back in, and we see a jump shot, first touch, first stroke.
Riley Rogers was an emergency cover last year for the Tokomanawa Queens. A full-time contract this year round, has earned her stripes.
And confidence is high on the first jump shot of the season.
Again, a lot of off-ball action here for the Tauranga Whai. Sophie Rogers, her first action, out to Laura Kuka. And we're going to see a lot of that three-point shots.
Good spacing, a nice creation. Looked like Stella Beck might have got away with steps.
Oh, we've seen that one too many times in Tauihi. Stella Beck all the way through for an easy 2.
Love the change of speeds that she's slicing through the lane. She might have stepped early, but it was great footwork late on that finish.
Rogers, Hippolyte does well to get over that screen. And the Queens making things very difficult for the Whai here. Taylor Dalton doing it herself. Kitasome, her first look, and there you go.
Nice speed, nice spacing once again, getting good penetration and good pace in transition, even that semi-transition. And the Queens, after that initial great possession to start things off, Struggling finding the 5 shooters on the outside.
Lou Brown, going to see a fair bit of that, and a bit of that too. A really good rebounder, Lou Brown, and forced into a travel by the Tauranga Whai. They're stoked with that one.
Lou Brown is just a tremendous rebounder. Her ability on the offensive glass in particular is fearsome. I'm really excited to see what she does when she's sharing the court with Panina Davidson, because that is going to be a stout front line on the glass.
I'm not sure what you can really do about that, to be honest. Taylor Dalton, her first scoring action. Briley Rogers can't quite defend that one cleanly.
Nice attack of the rim by Dalton there. Got a nice position down low and didn't settle for the mid-range shot. Instead, try to get a little bit tighter. Nice rip through to the baseline into the spin. Nice and patient, gets to her spot, and now gets to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for 2.
Taylor Dalton, a very warm welcome back into Aotearoa after a 5-year collegiate career. Long time tall fern. Very happy to have her here. It was 2 for 2 from the Chemist Warehouse.
She's a tremendous player, junior level coming up, and some noise about other activities. We see the transition game coming back for the Queens with some pace.
Absolute dime there from Kiriana Hippolyte, who made her Tall Ferns debut earlier this year. Kata Somet, she's hit 1, can't hit 2, and that's what the Whai do as well, crash those O-boards, and it's Sophie Rogers who comes up with it.
Sophie Rogers attacking the rim off the glass, not settling. Look how far she came out. She's out there on the 3-point line and doesn't give up on the play, stays in that mid-range. When you see a shot from out there deep, you know it's not, more than likely, it's not going to land right next to the rim. That's going to be a long bounce. And so if you're out there on the perimeter, if you can just get in that sort of mid-range, you've got a much higher chance of getting that carom. Rogers did show and rewarded with a couple of shots from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
A local product, Sophie Rogers out of Aquinas College. Choosing to stay and apply her craft locally. Here's Beck running the ship for the Queens. Brown loves that mid-range look. The Whai will be happy to force them into a contested mid-range early. LaCandra's
got the size there, though, to make a difficult finish when you're contesting that. Not an easy look when she's closing out on you.
Rogers thought about it. Back to Dalton at the top, and they're making things tough for her. Finds her way through, just leaves it short. And here go the Tokomanawa Queens. Beck leading the way, finds the cutting Lou Brown. She's fouled.
Yeah, a little bit of steps going on there, but it was because of the contact. Good secondary transition by the Queens. Yes, Stella Beck gets stopped, but you see Brown running the lane, coming down, making herself an option. And just because your first line of defense stops you doesn't mean that transition opportunity is finished.
Great patience from Stella Beck, the absolute veteran, been part of this Queens group since their inaugural season. Kiriana Hippolyte.
Rangy. Let it fly and rattle it home. Queens back on top with the deep ball.
And her face too. LaCandra showing her range. Nice little pick and pop action for the Whai. Here comes Grace Hunter. Another tall fern for this Queens squad. That's a Hippolyte. Thought you might shoot that first one.
Why not? Keep it going.
Great basketball, but Lou Brown. And there you go. The youngster, Nahirata Homaha, on debut, gets the O-board, gets the hoop and the harm off to the Chemist Warehouse.
Well, finds yourself in great position down there. Just carves out some space. Rogers loses sight of her on the box out, and when that shot's going up on the opposite side, that's where you want to be. You think that if it's going to miss, it's more likely going to miss there. Good anticipation and a possibility for a 5-point lead on a make.
Homer has just returned from secondary school nationals, the single A competition. She won back-to-back titles with Takotu and was named MVP of the tournament. Also named in the junior Tall Ferns squad. It goes away later this year. Exciting scenes for the youngster. And another defensive stop for the Tokomanawa Queens. Transition basketball is looking good right now for the Queens. Back out to Hunter. Back to Homaha. Now in the trusty hands of Salabek. Shot clock winding down, and that's way too long. But the Queens are saved with a foul down low.
Well, nice job in transition by the Whai. They matched up well, rotated well, as we see Adam Dunstan, GM/coach
wow.
of the Whai, doing a little bit of both.
Jack of all trades.
But the transition defense initially really good, but once again, the patience of the Queens. A lot of veterans on this team. They're not going to get rushed. They came out and executed well down the stretch. Still 5.5 on the clock, though. Let's see if the Phi can't create something nice in that amount of time. Player timeout early.
Yep, using their BBNZ player timeout. What are your thoughts on the early one there, Casey?
I don't mind it in the first half. A bucket at the end of the second quarter is as good as the bucket at the end of the first. And when you have that opportunity to call a BBNZ player timeout, the best thing is you at home get a chance to win tickets to this season's games. Use that QR code and see if your school group, church group, community group, collecting group, I don't know, there's a lot of other groups out there. You know, the collectors of groups. Don't you collect groups?
Right, yeah, okay.
Well, I'm not a big member of a lot of groups.
You secretly in one of those, are you?
Yeah, that's me, big collector. But if I was, I'd definitely be using that QR code, see if I can't get to some of this year's Tauihi games, all thanks to the BBNZ, inspiring that next generation of Kiwi baller.
I'd love to see it. 5 seconds on the clock. Who do they go to here? Kitasome finds the roller. Kuka to Lacandro. Textbook basketball to finish the quarter for the Phi. Wow.
Well, exactly the execution you want, really patient. The double comes. The short roll by Kuka forces that defense on the catch to step up to her, and Lacandro in the perfect spot on the low block. Really well executed high-low, hitting that middleman. And you know, out of that on ball, sometimes the passer wants to get the assist, wants to make that home run pass, so to speak. But there, if you hit the passer that leads to the assist, that's just as valuable, and a great timeout by the Phi to get themselves just a wee bit closer.
Queens with a slim lead at the end of this first quarter, and they probably want to get a few steals in the second quarter of the Phi. That's my try at a Casey Frank segue into the Sal's NBL Steel Combo this week. $35 for a pizza and some garlic knots. You can scan that QR code and use the online code TIPOFF 2025.
The half and half, the Sal's NBL Steel, steal a little bit of airtime from Tauihi.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're much better than me. I don't know why, I tried.
But the garlic knots always a great way to start the season. And these deals will be coming through every single week. Nothing better than a little afternoon hoops in the Sal's. Order one now using that QR code.
Might be dinner for me tonight. And of course, the deals just don't stop. Sky Broadband, a last chance offer fibre starter from $50 a month for the first 12 months. You can head to their website or call 09525 5555.
And this is a last chance offer. I've seen the next campaign, and it gets more expensive. So jump in now, $50 a month for the first 12 months. Get it while it's hot.
Take it in this economy. We're back underway. Tokomanawa Queens, again, a slim 5-point lead for them. They've done really well in transition. Lou Brown just been all over it, and that's just too small.
Really just uses that off arm well. You know, if the officiating crew is going to let you get away with it, what a great way to create space. Drops that elbow, drops the shoulder on the other hand on Lacandro. She's playing with some physicality, Lou Brown.
Yeah, she said, welcome to the league, Lacandro. This is how we do it. Seeing a lot of pick and pop action out of Lacandro. Finds Kuka over to Dalton. The long closeout attacks that. High quality shot for the Phi. They earn another possession. Through Dalton this time.
Queens working hard defensively, really closing out with a lot of force and energy. And this time, finishing it off with the block out.
Here they go, pushing the pace once again. This time through Rogers. Finds Homaha, back to Rogers. Into Brown now. A lot of off-ball action, gets it back to Hippolyte. She'll attack on Dalton, spins, that's a tough shot. Dalton whistled for the foul, did a great job initially, but hands just came down at the end.
Both teams right now playing with good pace offensively, but the Queens just a little bit better understanding of what they're trying to get out of the offense they're running, getting more penetration off those handoffs. The ball is moving with a little bit more of a brisk pace to get to those angles on the second side, whereas the Phi, I think, more exploratory with their passing. Yes, they're running around well with the pace, but they're not forcing the Queens to adjust. And so I'd like to see a little bit more aggressiveness from the Phi in response to this 2-point lead that the Queens have built.
Hippolyte there, sinks her second from the Chemist Warehouse. Out to a comfortable lead just at the beginning of this quarter here. Early on ball, Isabella Gillard in the game now for the Phi, number 32, a recent junior Tulfern select as well. Lacandro from deep. haven't quite found their range just yet, the Tauranga Whai.
And the Queens have shut down the penetration as well. All right. Looked to me like it could have been a charge, but Rogers unfortunately goes on the track to no avail. Brierly gets the whistle.
Did a great job to get her chest in front, still moving. Is that your your referee
yeah,
call there, Casey Frank?
My initial reaction was incorrect. That was definitely a block. Did not get those feet set at all. Just jumped in the way.
I feel like you do that once or twice on a broadcast.
Once or twice a call.
Stella Beck through traffic.
Just great footwork. And the patience on the finishing, she does that so well, getting bigs in the air and still finding the angle to get that ball up and in. It's a valued level of experience here in the Rapid League.
Oh, a bit of miscommunication there for the fight.
Good speed on the break as well.
And Stella Beck again, she's been instrumental, and there she is.
Stop it.
Oh, the 2024 Defensive Player of the Year, doing what she does best.
Stella Beck, back-to-back steals. What a little flurry there. The Queens are inspired by her play.
The Whai well and truly under the pump. Now they've got to start generating something, but they just cannot find it.
Everything Stella Beck did these last few possessions has just been fantastic. The defensive pressure, she kind of fell into that finish. First she wrong foots the layup, and then, no, I'm gonna just sneak in, get the finish. And that's the kind of steal that really makes you drop your head as a passer. You're like, oh, I just could have been a little bit more patient, but Stella Beck is just all over everything at the moment. Just
a relentless hooper, Stella Beck. And there she goes again, right on cue. Finds Hunter and is fouled out of bounds. Whai having trouble keeping up with this Tokomanawa Queens and how much they're moving themselves in the ball. Inbound goes to Hippolyte. She's got plenty of space. Far too long for the youngster. And there go the Queens again, picking everything off.
Stepped out of bounds there. And I like the kick ahead by the Whai, but the Queens right now, they're just really active and aware of what's coming their way. In all those passing lanes, they're tagging up really nicely at the start of these transition opportunities for the Whai and shutting them down early.
Rogers with her former school teammate blocked out of the way. Was that Stella Beck again? Just leave him alone for once, Stella.
Got her fingers in every single pie that's baking. She is out there tasting everything right now. Just really having a huge effect on the game with her impact on both ends.
Yeah, 8 of these 24 points, 2 steals and 2 blocks. That's not a bad scoreline. And she is again making things tough. Tries to create an extra possession for the Queens and does so successfully.
Well, what a heck of a half here for the Queens. Have dropped 24 points. We spoke last year, this Tauranga Whai squad was the top defensive squad in Rapid League, barely giving up that many points a game. The Queens have it here in the first half tonight.
A couple of different pieces missing from this Whai squad from last year. Palace Hokianga, of course, with the Queens secondary school nationals at the moment. Emma Rogers, now part of the mainland Poakai. And of course, there is a few Whai Academy players over at the New Zealand Under-16 Asia Cup. The brought in twins and Riley McClinigan as well.
It's going to be a different looking roster and a different looking Rapid League team as the season goes along. Right now, these first couple of games, I've just been amazed by the depth of veteran talent that we've seen in the Rapid League this season. This is not the 15-year-olds that we saw a few seasons ago when Rapid League first came up. There's some experience out there on the court.
What was it? Isma Goldrick and Charlotte Whitaker for the Poakai last night?
That's not the easiest matchups there.
Kuka, again, everything is tough for the Whai. Wide open for Sophie Rogers. She doesn't miss many of those. And it's going to go the way of the Queens.
Works perfectly for them. 24.2 seconds left. Remember, they do have their player timeout if they want to use it late in this one. If things aren't organized, the Whai used theirs at the start, or sorry, at the end of the first quarter, so theirs is no longer remaining. There that is, the player timeout. It gets under 14 seconds. Going to have that reset. Well done, good strategy, and know exactly what they want to do.
And there you have it. You can scan the QR code for your chance to win a BNZ ticket to the big game. Like Casey said, take your church group, take your community group, take any kind of random group you may have, a collectors group. some may say, Casey. Just get amongst.
Collectors group, what is that?
Oh, don't even flip the script on me right now.
That makes 0 sense.
Yeah, it does. Exactly right. Last position here for the Queens. What can they come up with? Hippolyte finds the rolling Brown. Well defended by the Tauranga Whai. Don't have a chance to use their BNZ player timeout, of course.
Good rotation off the second side there. Taking that opportunity away from Lou Brown. Got a substitute coming in here. Nice job. It gives you a chance to set defensively. Stella Beck, that's who you want coming in on a full court D.
Last minute heave there. Sophia Rogers, it's short. And the Tokomanawa Queens have exploded in the second corner, 26-9. A decisive second quarter shift from the girls from Whai.
Decisive, 12-zip. That is as decisive as it gets. 0 points after an opening 9-point quarter for the Whai. The Queens just turned on that defensive pressure and did it to an impressive level. Not a lot of turnovers, but a lot of activity. That is a lot of buckets out there. Is that correct? Does she have 21 points? I don't think it's 26 and 21 for Tanya Dalton and Lou Brown, but they are pretty good. We'll take a look at our stats to make sure those ones are correct.
So she scored more points than the team actually has, so.
But let's run through the stats. I've got the stats in front of me. I can read them off to you.
Thank you, Casey.
Taking a look at the leaders for the Tauranga Whai. We've got Jade Keresome with 3 points. Sophie Rogers and Sophie Lecandro both with 2 points apiece. So not a lot of scoring for this team that just has 9, but for the Tokomanawa Queens, Stella Beck has 8, 6 for Lou Brown, not too bad, and 5 for Keriana Hippolyte, spreading that basketball around. Overall, it's a rebound advantage of 12-4 in favor of the Queens, and they are led on the glass by Lou Brown, and guess who? No surprise there. In her 6 minutes of time, she's pulled down 4 rebounds. Quick look at the turnovers. 4 turnovers for the Whai in the first half, just the 3. And winning the possession game overall has been impressive, but more impressive the defense of the Queens, holding the Whai to 2 for 14 from the field in that first half.
Yeah, really impressive shift defensively for the Tokomanawa Queens. And we've talked about it already, Casey, but it's just the experience of the squad that's really carried them through.
It certainly is. And when you go through the Chemist Warehouse stats like that, you can see why this game is where it's at right now. The defense has just been turned down. They've held the Whai, who is a team we know for shooting that ball from deep, to just 1 make out of 7 attempts. This is the team that, remember, 199 attempts in the Rapid League last season, nearly 150 makes, but they're nowhere close to that pace right now because of this Queens defense.
Here we go, start of the second half for the Tauranga Whai, looking to change the pace of this game, and that's a good look for Keresome.
Yeah, really nice use of the footwork there, and obviously the ball fake. Watch the defender go flying, get the finish, exactly what they needed, a high percentage shot to start.
Right back goes Grace Hunter, just leaves it short. The Whai will take a big deep breath at that one. And Keresome looks to answer with 2 in a row. Rogers on the O board.
Well, just look at that defense of the Queens collapse into the paint there. They do a really nice job of rotating over, and to be honest, at the moment, I don't think they're too concerned about the Whai shooting on the perimeter. They're shutting down those driving lanes first, and they're happy to close out late and let the chips fall where they may.
Like I said, 1 from 7 from deep for the Whai. Look at a bit different in their approach this year, like you mentioned. There goes Sophie Rogers, a great take. 2 back-to-back good buckets for the Whai.
Tough shot there. That mid-range off the glass does well to get that penetration, and then has enough balance to get the finish. And now they're just doubled up, 13-26.
Rogers now, defended well. Nowhere to go. Right into the hands of the Whai. Good start to the quarter for the girls in pink. There's Dalton Gillard. Breakers cut. Finds Keresome. She had a good start to the quarter and carries that on. The hoop in the half.
Well, they stopped settling for the jump shot and they're attacking the rim. I mentioned in the first half that I didn't like the way the Whai offense was going. They were just sort of passing without some purpose. You know, they're getting from side to side, but no penetration, not bending the defense. What have we seen here in the second half? Attacking the basket. They're going there with purpose. They're trying to get something done. And over this first couple of minutes here in the third term, we've seen a much more aggressive team, and the deficit has shrank because of it.
Kitasome rattles that one in from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. It's back to 10. Queens yet to score in this opening stanza. Hunter defended well by Kuka, finds it into Lou Brown. Stella Beck will have a go from the outside, and she does it all. Stella Beck.
Feeling it. Stella Beck is feeling it today. 11 points now on the night, or the early afternoon, I should say, from deep, from defense, doing it all.
Not to mention, she's going to go ahead and do the exact same things in the Tauihi game as well.
Don't use it all up. I mean, this is the thing about being a veteran in the Rapid League. You only got so much tread on the tire.
I think she could go forever, Stella Beck.
Heck of a finish there. Once again, the mid-range game proving very powerful for this Whai squad.
Nice pick and roll action, just textbook stuff from Tokomanawa Queens.
Love to get Lou Brown involved in that pick and roll game. She's such a strong roller and great finisher of the basketball off that roll.
Kitasome from deep. Again, the drought continues for the fight.
Yeah, just aren't creating really clean looks. We're not seeing the defense of the Queens shift far enough away to get a nice wide open shot that can lift that confidence for the Whai.
Hippolyte defended well by Dalton, finds Beck, and again, rattles at home. Just so simple, but so effective.
Well, just good interior passing, a lot of patience by the Queens, and taking what the Whai are giving them right now.
Whai really struggling with this Queens pressure. I know I've mentioned it a few times, but they're doing a good job making things difficult, and there she goes again.
What great anticipation. Knew that was going to be that looping layup, and she came from behind to get the block and gets the assist as well. Oh, almost. Never mind, just the O-board.
Lou Brown, who else?
Lou Brown gets the finish, but that play once again created completely by Stella Beck. What an effort that she's outlaying right now here in the third quarter.
Kitasome to Dalton. Can't make the finish. It's a real difference in the interior passing here and the interior finishing. Hippolyte, early triple. Sinks for her, and just like that, the Queens have blown this one out again.
Wow, heck of a response by the Queens, but Rogers comes right back with it.
Good response there from Sophie Rogers. She can really stroke it from deep.
We're down in about the last 30 seconds of this quarter now.
Rogers, tough finish through contact on the buzzer to put the cherry on top to a great third quarter effort. We'll take a look at that one on the replay. Tough finish.
Well, it attacks the body of LaCadra, though, and that's exactly how you have to do it when you're going to the cup. You need to get into the body of the shot blocker to take away that length advantage. Riley does so well there, gets the finish, and the Queens have just about doubled the Whai up here at halftime.
Well, we got back to 10. The Whai had a really good start to that quarter, but the Queens just really asserting their dominance in the tail end of that quarter. Just making things very difficult for the Whai. 20 points in 3 quarters.
And a much more explosive quarter for the Whai. They were able to have their best offensive quarter of the game, dropping 12 points throughout that term. So doing a better job in that respect. It's not going from deep, so they started attacking the rim. You'll like to see those adjustments. But overall, it just has not been their day, especially from deep.
Chemist Warehouse, of course, the official stats partner of Tauihi Basketball.
Looking at those rebound stats, 6 rebounds for the Whai now after 3 quarters. 16 rebounds for the Queens. They are dominating possession on the glass. It hasn't led to an outcropping of shots, though. 23 shots for the Whai, 22 shots for the Queens. Not a lot of difference there. The difference, the efficiency. 15 makes for the Queens at 68%, just 7 for the Whai right now at 30. And that defense of the Queens is really taking things on. And if you like to take things on, why don't you take on some free fuel from Waitomo? Score that Waitomo Mula right now.
And I heard you can win something really cool with the Waitomo promotion.
I don't know, it looks like Buzzy Beast. Get a cow there? You can win a cow? It looks amazing.
Just a warning, I don't think you can actually win a cow.
We'll see. Play
Give it a
game.
go.
You never know. Find out.
Let us know.
Don't quote me on the cow, anyone at home.
And a good start to the quarter for the Queens again. Rogers from the corner sunk it straight out of their first possession. Here's Taylor Dalton. Skips over to the corner for Gillard. Rogers. Running out of time. Go the fight. Just chuck something up. And again, the Queens, a defensive masterclass.
The Queens give nothing up at the rim and nothing deep as we see another triple in transition. Whai just unable to match up as things go along. A quick whistle blow to tie a shoe, but the difference in the opportunities that the Queens are creating compared to what the Whai are creating. You see the Queens, the offense is easy. It's at the rim, wide open shots in the perimeter. Even when the Whai were playing well in that third quarter, it's all mid-range. They're not getting anything at the cup. They're not getting anything deep. That's the shot you want to give up as a good defense, that mid-range area. And if they make it tip of the cap onto the next possession, and that's what's built this 25-point lead.
Again, another tough look for the Whai. Exactly what you just talked about. Contested mid-range for the Whai. Goes a miss again. Hunter at the rim now. Defended well by Kirisome.
A good late hand to knock that out of bounds, and possession retained by the Queens. 14 seconds on the clock, and a good opportunity to score on the baseline out of bounds.
Hippolyte has got the hot hand, left all alone.
That's poor defense. Lack of communication there. Hand down, jumper drops.
Fourth triple of the day for Kiriana Hippolyte.
Hey, if you're gonna walk away from somebody at the top of the arc, don't make it the person who's already got 3 threes.
And she just hit back-to-back ones as well.
Deep on Lacandro.
Gets her own O-board and stays in bounds to Taylor Dalton. Whai stay alive. Tag out to Taylor Dalton. Can she make one from deep? Far off. Rogers. Another possession.
Work rate's still there for the Whai. Putting in the effort, just not getting the results just yet.
And there you
Finally.
go. Whai in the lead. You did that on purpose?
Nothing by accident, Maya, even when it's accidental. But fantastic shot. That's their third make now. Maybe that can get them a little bit of momentum from deep.
Rogers. Tough finish over Lacandro. Makes that difficult.
Lacandro doing nicely at that back line of the defense. Just needs those drivers funneled into her with a little bit more consistency.
Dalton back out to Kirisome. Back-to-back triples, but came a little bit too late, Casey.
It's a beautiful little action, though. Nice flare screen, you know, just simple motion offense. But nice setup by Kirisome, bringing it high, and then a solid screen for Lacandro. Cuts it to 22. Starting to find things going their way here, but always a nice time to find some momentum, especially since you got a game for Tauihi in about half an hour.
This is true. You can see the players warming up on the baseline there, ready to get going in their opening Tauihi matchup. Both sides looking pretty good this year. Hippolyte, the spin cycle, draws the foul, doing it all, the youngster.
Oh, it just really has the defender on the back foot there. Good penetration. Coming back to the strong hand after that middle turn. Crossing up on that switch. Rogers does well to try and get in front, but closes the space a little too physically. Now off to the Chemist Warehouse for 2, where we hit the first. And see if Hippolyte can't add to this lead. Getting closer to doubling up. The Whai are the Queens again.
Hippolyte, just 18 years old, out of Brisbane. Played for the Tauihi earlier this year, played for the New Zealand under-17 New Zealand team. Oh, great action for the Tauranga Whai. Can't finish. Blocked away by the Queens once again. And who is it? Estella Beck.
Well, you got 51 points. If you just turned into this game, you'd be like, oh, it's all about the offense. But that has not been the case at all. It is a defensive masterclass by the Queens today. Look at that rotation. Look like a surefire layup, but even though they're up 24, they are still hustling to take away those opportunities at the cup.
Just ticked under a minute to go here. It's been an exciting Sky Broadband Rapid League opener for both sides. Oh, the nutmeg from Kiriana Hippolyte to Beck. Fumbling a little bit, stays with the Queens. Got to shoot one. Rogers
That just would have been cruel if that would have gone in.
Yeah, that's especially in Tauranga.
Don't be like that.
You've already got the lead.
Yeah, you know, you don't have to hit those ones.
Whai still going hard. Oh, draw the foul on the pass from Kirisome.
Yeah, the Whai playing with pace, but the defensive activity of the Queens has not dropped in the slightest.
They put together a formidable roster this season, the Queens. Go well deep. Rogers has a bit of space. Slices through, and Homaha is going to foul her on that one. Still going hard. The Whai not disheartened.
Well, if you're going to be out there, you might as well play hard.
Exactly right, and of course Rapid League counts towards the Tauihi standings as well, so ever important.
Every single bucket counts all season long. Throughout the Rapid League, the Sky Broadband Rapid League, those scoring totals get added to the Tauihi points total. And the first and only tiebreaker in Tauihi is points percentage. So if two teams are there on equal wins, it's all going to come down to buckets, and it can come down to one bucket.
It really can.
It really
Not
can.
just saying that, it really can. And the Queens will look to take their final BNZ player timeout.
Always looking out for the sponsors are the Queens. Nice job here, and gives you at home a chance to win a ticket to the big game. Scan that QR code for a chance to win tickets for your school group, community group, groups. We're looking for groups.
Big groups.
Big groups. Little groups, but groups.
Just lots of people.
Lots of people to get to court side of a Tauihi game this season, all thanks to the BNZ, inspiring that next generation of Aotearoa's basketballers.
And trust me when I say you don't want to miss Tauihi this season.
There's some talent. There's some talent across this league, and not just the Tauihi League, but also the Rapid League, as we've seen today.
Well, when your ex-Tall Ferns captain is playing and she's hooping out like she is, it's not a bad time to be alive.
Oh, the foul with 8 seconds left. That's foul number 3, so off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe we go.
Kirisome to put her hand up and apologize to coach after that one.
Well, if you like the aggressiveness, you got to like it all the time.
This is true. Come in handy when she comes off the bench.
Those gas pedals only go in one direction.
Just so you know, he gave me a big smile after he said that.
I'm always smiling, Maya. Always.
Happy to be here. Polite. No hesitation from the Chemist Warehouse, and the Tauranga Whai will look to take their BNZ player timeout, squeezing the juice out of these today.
Every single last possession, but you can't. It's not. We're not just giving it words. You know, we're not making it up. It really does. Every bucket does matter. And another chance for you to use that QR code. All thanks to the BNZ. Get in quick. 5,000 tickets up for grabs. If previous seasons are anything to go by, those tickets are going to be done well before the end of the season. So don't think, oh, I'll do this next week, and jump in while you can.
Final play here for the Tauranga Whai. They've fought hard, but the Tokomanawa Queens have been dominant. Kirisome takes an early 3 and rattles it home. That's a great look.
Well, I think I found an answer for the Whai offense. Let's get the ball back to Jade Kirisome a little bit more.
Yeah, she's had a firecracker of a game today, and the Tokomanawa Queens will dribble it out and claim their first Sky Broadband Rapid League win of 2025 in dominant fashion. Look at that, Casey, 53-32.
Impressive performance by a Queens team that is absolutely locked in on the defensive side of the basketball, and that led to some really nice offense on the other side, playing together, looking like a well-oiled machine here at the start of the season.
And look at that, Kiriana Hippolyte, the youngster, leading the way for the Queens.
18 years old, 18 points. Double up on the 18, Kirisome, with some nice shooting late to get to 14. The only double-figure scorer, Lou Brown, joins Stella Beck. And Hippolyte on double figures. Lou Brown also leading the way on the glass, 7 rebounds on the afternoon. Locandro gets 4 to lead the way for the Whai, equal with Stella Beck's outing. Hippolyte not just doing it from the scoring angle, also dishing it out as well. 4 assists, 2 for Lou Brown in his support. And Stella Beck, defensive masterclass, 3 blocks on the day. Couple of steals for her and Grace Hunter as well.
Stella Beck just absolutely stuffing the Chemist Warehouse stats. Well, thank you so much for joining us here in Sky Broadband Rapid League. We'll be back right after 3 o'clock for the GJ Gardner Holmes tip-off, the grand final rematch. We'll see you soon.
down at the brand new waterfront playground in Tauranga. There's going to be hoops on the waterfront with Whai basketball. Looks like double things going to be there. Frank Moore's going to be there as well. There's going to be a whole lot of prizes, giveaways, and lots of tournaments going down tomorrow from 10:30 through 12:30 after lunch. And also opportunities to hang out in a space, a really
Kia ora te whanau, no mai, haere mai, welcome in. 2025 Tauihi Basketball is here. And it is the grand final rematch. The Tauranga Whai, the defending champs, hosting the Tokomanawa Queens here in Tauranga. One heck of a matchup here tonight. Maya Williamson joined by Casey Frank. We've got a ball game on our hands, Casey.
We certainly do. Anytime you've got a grand final rematch, there's going to be a little bit in it. But with these revamped rosters, I think some of the players in the court are going to have a little bit of extra things to prove.
There is the defending champions from last year and the Queens who have put together a formidable roster to come.
That Rapid League result is anything to go by. This team is going to be going very, very well. Well, a fantastic start early, and everybody at home is leaning towards the Whai.
There is your good health poll brought to you by the trusted Virolex range, the natural immune defense support for the whole family, available at Chemist Warehouse. And like you said, Casey, the Whai, the favorites for tonight.
Yeah, we'll see. You don't really know who's who. Definitely the favorites back home.
Scan that QR code and have your say. Having a minute of silence to honour the late Tiana Mangakahia, that was supposed to join the Tokomanawa Queens this season.
Taking a look at the Tauihi standings up to this point in the season. Nobody's played just yet. We haven't added those Rapid League points to the Queens and the Whai, so the percentages aren't there, but it's going to be quite the booster for the Queens.
And they had quite a win last night, the mainland Puakai, over the Southern Hoiho. And like you mentioned, the Rapid League game for the Tokomanawa Queens is sure going to give them a leg up on that ladder. Here are your upcoming fixtures. The Kahu take on the Puakai tomorrow in Tamaki Makoto. The Whai, the Hoiho, Queens, Puakai, and Kahu, Hoiho. So not much turnaround time for anyone this season.
You've got every team's going to have one team's going to have a doubleheader. Everybody else gets a little bit of rest, but the Puakai, the first one to taste the extra games. Let's see how they turn around tomorrow. But in the meantime, we've got this matchup, and The Queens are ready to hoop. Got a lot of energy out there today.
Here are your starting five for the Tokomanawa Queens. Park, Lupfer, Wallace, Cole, and Davidson, an experienced lineup. Let's hear from their fearless leader.
I'm here with Tanya Tupu, one of our legends of the game, and now as the coach of the Tokomanawa Queens. Tanya, you've had this team for the last 3 years, been to the grand final 3 times. You faced this team in the grand final last year. What's in store for you guys tonight?
Well, I think the league's getting better, and I think each team has a new group of players coming through, and we've got a bit of a change in our group, so I'm really excited to see how we rock up tonight. And with my group especially, they're offering, some of the things that they're bringing in trainings this week was fantastic, and I'm just excited to get the game going, to be honest.
So, with the new group, is there any players that you would like us to have a look at as we watch tonight's game?
We've got an Opal Wally, she's just absolutely amazing, and it's great to have someone like her in the league. One of the nice things about the Queens and this group is that they bring so much basketball IQ and experience, and to see that on the floor this coming season's awesome.
Good luck, Tom.
You're here first from Tanya Tupu, a very experienced squad for the Tokomanawa Queens tonight.
A lot of experience in the Rapid League level, even more so. Jihoon Park back again. Panina Davidson signing is a coup. I'm very interested to see how this team does on the glass. It looks like a dominant squad, but let's take a look at the 5 starters in the meantime.
For the Tauranga 5, McDowell White Cowling in her 3rd season, Emmy Shearer in her debut, Snyder and Hank, and we've got a new face leading them tonight. So we'll take a look at that chat.
I'm here with Tane Bennett, the new coach for Whai. Coach, you're one of the best coaches to come out of the Bay of Plenty, and now you get this opportunity to really stamp your mark on the league. What are you guys looking forward to for tonight's game, especially after you guys faced them last year in the grand final?
Yeah, we know there's going to be some emotion involved in the game with, the grand final rematch last year, and also, the passing of Tiana Mangakahira as well, and just paying homage to that as well. So for us, to be fair, through the preseason, we've just focused on finding our identity as a new team. We are the reigning champions. We're well aware of that. We know that the media has been doing what they should be doing and sort of putting that out there. But for us, we're just looking at building our own identity through the start of the season and figuring out what good means to this new Whai group.
Now, with a new group, you've actually got a new group this year. Is there any players that you want us to have a look at this year?
Look, I think we've got a group of athletes from top to bottom that are all making impact out on the floor. And not going to talk about one person. I think multiple people win basketball games. And I think we've got a number of athletes that are ready to come in and do their job and play hard for the group and move the ball and find good shots regardless of who it is.
Great to hear from newly appointed head coach Tane Bennett, a product out of Tauranga basketball, and he is ready to lead the defending champions into what he would hope is a second chip.
Great story. Really worked his way up with this Whai organization, started the development side, brought in some of the analytics to the squad. Speaking of analytics, taking a look at the head-to-head, the 2024 records for the squads, each 6-6, met in the finals after getting hot in the postseason. The coaching, you've got Tane Bennett in his first year. We've mentioned that. Tanya Tupu, 4 years at the helm, starting this year. 3 finals in 3 seasons. Doesn't get better than that. Myself, I'm really interested in how these front courts go. Lacandro, Hank, and Snyder up against Davidson and Brown. Who's going to be able to get the upper hand on the glass? That's going to go a long way towards who gets the victory today. And key players. You can name a lot of players for both squads, but I'm interested to see Michaela Callan. She's been so key to this squad for multiple seasons now. It's year number 3 for her on the squad. And Riley Lupfer on the other side. This is a scoring machine. Who is going to be able to slow her down? Is it going to take multiple bodies? And even if it does take multiple bodies, will that even matter? Because she can fill it up.
Yeah, it holds the single game NBL 1 scoring record. Made 16 from 22 from beyond the arc, tallying in an impressive 55 points Will we see a bit of that tonight? I hope so.
I'm certain that Tanya Tupu's hoping so as well. That is definitely part of the game plan. When you got a gun like that, you want to load it with ammo and shoot it off a few times. Let it do what it's supposed to do.
There is the Good Health Mix and Pick poll. Scan the QR code and have your say on who gets the win. The Good Health poll brought to you by the trusted Viralex range, the natural immune defense support for the whole family, available now at Chemist Warehouse. There is the Tauranga stands filling up with the recent Single A secondary school champions, Te Kura o Te Koutu. Nahirata Haumaha was the MVP of that tournament on the bench for the Tokomanawa Queens tonight. So they got some nice food at the stadium as well.
Come get the snacks. You stay for the hoops.
Just about to get underway here in Tauranga. Of course, the defending champions coming against their 2024 grand final rivals, the Tokomanawa Queens. And we're all set to go here in round one, 2025 Tauihi. And it goes the way of the Tauranga Whai to start things off. Cowling, she'll be in the action early. Great take here down low. Hannah Hank, what a matchup we have. Two powerhouse, and the scoring gets underway by Hannah Hank.
Oh, right into the post. Attacking what's going to be a strength of this Queen squad with that interior play there.
Let's see what the Tokomanawa Queens have in store for their first possession. Davidson gets her first touch. Over to Lufa, a hand in her face, no doubt. Finds Wallace, who finds Ji-Yun Park. She is the queen of efficiency.
She's just so good in that mid-range area. Anywhere from 7 feet to 17 feet, you just don't expect her to miss, despite the defense made that look easy.
Hank goes again on Davidson, has that first step, but too long off the left hand.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to isolate Davidson at the elbow. Give Hank the ability to put that on the deck and attack the rim.
Wallace, WNBA talent. And that is Panina Davidson at its finest, but off the back rim.
And always love the effort of Snyder. Her ability as a multi-functional player, rebounder, defender. Going to be very key to this Whai team's hope this season.
Mishira in her debut. Michaela Cowling stops on a dime.
Oh, look at that board.
And that is what Snyder does.
Just tremendous effort there. And look at her run back on defense to stop the transition opportunity. Gets her hand up a little bit late, though.
Welcome to Aotearoa, Rebecca Cole. The Aussie stamps her name down.
Stop and pop in transition. The Whai on the attack the other way.
Emi Shearer can't get the same warm welcome to Tauihi. Wallace to Lufa to Park. A lot of space for her. Can't make it back-to-back.
Yeah, the Queens very aggressive from deep right now. They're not looking to attack that rim as much as they're looking to create the advantage on the perimeter.
Snyder rolls away from the denial. Oh, just can't get the finish to go. Wishes he could take that one back, I'm sure.
Yeah, unlucky. Just a little quick with the shot there. Couldn't quite set herself because the defense was solid, but I love the action to get that to that point of the play.
Wallace over to look for. She doesn't need much space. A rear miss and an easy put back for Panina Davidson.
And there's the issue when you've got shooters like that on the perimeter. It stretches that defense out and opens up opportunities for players like Davidson on the glass. And if she's going to eat on the boards, it's going to be a long night for the Whai.
That's going to be the issue here for the Queens. They have a formidable front court. Still Lou Brown to check into the game as well, who holds the Queens single game rebounding record with 17 boards.
And I'm most interested to see the partnership between Davidson and Brown. I think that's going to be a very difficult matchup for teams across the league. They've got enough shooting ability, and they'll just, I think even almost a supercharged version of what Panina Davidson looked like last season with Amari Thomas.
Not to mention, they've got Stella Beck to come too.
Yeah, not too bad.
Rebecca Cole goes back-to-back from deep.
Snyder's there, but just more concerned about the drive than the jump shot. And she's going to change that quickly as Cole is finding that range with ease.
Only 4 minutes into the game as well. She is comfortable in New Zealand soil, and the Whai not finding the same success from deep so far.
They got a couple of active rebounders, though, able to get a second possession there.
Emi Shearer, that's been her real first good look at anything this game, and off the back rim on the mid-range. Lutfer. Just the Queen seeming so in control, and Gian Park.
Oh, look at the hustle. Creates that another opportunity. Going to run the offense though, 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Wallace facing a lot of physicality right now. Finds Cole for her third. Off the front rim, and well secured by the fight. Off to the races they go through Snyder. Back out to Hannah Hanks. She'll have a go. Just no good from deep so far, the fight.
A little quick with the trigger. I'd like to see offense created a bit more. Beautiful.
The needle has been thread by Kirsty Wallace, and it forces Tane Bennett into his first timeout. The Queens look good.
Well, they're playing at another pace right now. Fantastic transition opportunity there. That's the highlight of the game early on. Cole with the jumper. Stop, pop, catch. Little steady and dribble there. Snyder keeps the hand down, and the back-to-back dribbles get big. But here is the highlight of the game. Look at that delivery. Splitting defenders, the bounce pass, the one on dime. Laser sighted for precise activity.
That had the Queens out of their seats, and now it's on the Tauranga Whai to come out of this timeout and respond. Only 4 points for them. They've had a lot of tough looks so far, Casey.
Yeah, I'm not loving where they're ending up with on the offense. You know, right now there's a bit of mid-range activity there. You know, this is a team that shot a ton of threes a season ago, and you know, in their first 10 shots, they've got 4 threes up, but none of them are great looks. They're 0 for 4 at this point, and giving up a few offensive rebounds as well on the other end. But they've called this early timeout halfway through, see if the offense doesn't come out and have a higher degree of focus on where they're trying to create opportunities. As it looks, we've got a few subs coming in as well.
Jade Kirisome was really impressive in the Sky Broadband Rapid League and has been a key piece of this fight for a couple of years now.
Interesting, Snyder and Cowling both going to the bench here. 2 players you'd expect to be mainstays and play a lot of minutes. After that 8-point deficit is created, they've been subbed out.
Candro on the game now as well. Hannah Hank likes that one-on-one matchup with Penina Davidson.
Just looking to face up and attack the basket. Davidson's being pretty wary of active hands right now, not wanting to get in foul trouble, but she's going to have to become a little bit more stout on the block.
Davidson goes right back at her.
Heck of a post. Just great position. What I like about that is on the cross screen, she doesn't go all the way out to the block. She stops where she has position, seals it for the easy finish.
Hannah Hank. It's a battle of the bigs at the moment. Great board there for Penina Davidson.
Davidson just leaves her out there. They're going to challenge Hank to hit that shot with a bit of consistency.
Park goes one-on-one against Emmy Shearer. Grabs the foul. Ji-Yun Park, a force to be reckoned with this Queen's side. Part of their team last year. And another one that has returned is Lou Brown coming into the game, as well as Stella Beck.
And this is the lineup I really want to see. Park, Brown, and Davidson. That is going to be a fearsome lineup on the glass and efficiently scoring.
Wallace guarded tightly by Lacandro. Has a look at it, stops on a dime, and leaves it short. The Whai will be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, not bad. They were, I think, pretty lucky. Brown had great rebounding position, but the long carom took that away.
McDowell White, the toilet bowl out. Here come the Queens. Stolen away by Kitty Somet.
He should have gone to Beck on the wing there instead. Wanted the home run pass instead of the pass that leads to the pass.
Dal White has a look at it. Candro. It's knocked away by Lou Brown. The Whai just so stagnant at the moment. Emmy Shearer had no choice. Blocked away by Park.
And just not creating space with the pass. The offense needs to get to a higher level of pace, I think, early in this one.
Wallace finds Davidson. She's been impressive so far. Rebounded well by Hannah Hank.
That's a big rebound. It wasn't in position, but she fought hard for it to get the opportunity.
Another early look for the Whai. They just can't find anything successful at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, not a bad look, but when I'm down 8 points and the offense is playing with low efficiency, I want to create a better look. I'm not settling for that first touch transition 3. I want a few passes. I want to make this defense work and create something a little bit higher efficiency.
That ball swinging nicely for the Queens. They're running out of time. Park, a bit of indecision, defended well, and the Whai are ecstatic about that stop.
Well, it's not happening for them offensively, but the defense has been solid. You love to see a possession like that. Anytime you can play defense for 24 seconds without letting the opposition get up a shot, you're going to be pleased with that, and you're going to be displeased offensively. so we might see Tauihi Tupu talk about that a little bit. Not quite sure who had that timeout, but either way, it gives both teams time to regroup with the second timeout here in the first quarter.
I believe that'll be by way of Tauihi Tupu. And the Tokomanawa Queens, they were off to a hot start. Put a couple of substitutions in, so see how they find their flow with this new group. Can often be hard when you have so much talent to actually assign roles to who they look to offensively.
Yeah, situational. You know, I think as a coach, what you're really trying to let happen is let the players sort a lot of that out. You know, you roll that ball out, see who the alpha is, who's going to lead the pack, who's going to force their way into it, and who's happy to help facilitate it. You know, certainly when you're implementing your activities, you want certain people to have shots at certain times, but you know, there's something to be said for just letting the level of water find the level it's supposed to be at, and letting your players themselves decide who's going to be the leader of the squad.
It's a great thing about the start of these Tauihi seasons. You're watching everyone find their feet, and things are going to look very different in probably 4 weeks to come.
Well, you think, don't have to go further back than last season when the Queens, I believe, started 2-4. The Whai 1-4 at one point, but those are the two teams that were able to recover, get to 500 records, and find themselves battling it out for a title. So as exciting as the early season basketball is, that's not the whole story.
All to come, ladies and gentlemen. Cowling can't find success from deep. The drought continues for the Tauranga Whai. Was much the same in the Sky Broadband or Rapid League. But it's much of their identity, Casey. Tauranga basketball, you know, it does take a lot of three-point shots.
Yeah, the identity of space and pace is all good, but you got to make them.
Yeah, that is,
okay?
That is true.
Anybody can shoot a three. It takes talent to make a three, and you got to find some makes if you want to keep playing this way.
Oh, she must have heard you.
Well, I like that possession for Lacandro. Outworks Panina Davidson to get that offensive rebound opportunity, forcing it off her hand, and then capitalizes with a nice wide open shot. That time, a much better look created with the pass.
Great answer out of the timeout. Snyder can't make it count. They do generate an extra possession.
Second time in the first quarter, a bunny's gone bouncing on Snyder.
She'll be kicking herself for that one. Running out of time. Here go the Whai, and she makes sure that one hits the bottom of the net.
Yeah, real similar footwork to a layup we saw from Stella Beck in the Rapid League game earlier. Gets that blow by, keeps it in the left hand for the finish.
The Queens a little bit on the back foot now. He's searching for an answer.
Whai picked up the intensity, and the Queens have not matched it since that timeout. Foul called there.
And bodies just being sent at Panina Davidson. 2 on that low catch. She's pretty hard to defend one-on-one.
Wondering who that foul's going to be on. Is that going to be on Snyder? It doesn't really matter. No fouls yet on the Whai, so don't have to worry about that just yet. 8 minutes, no fouls.
Impressive.
2 fouls, second foul, sorry, on the Whai now. Looking at my stats, we've only got 1 foul on the Queens, though. We'll see. We'll fix that up later.
Start of the season, you know. We'll iron these things out. Lou Brown making her appearance known, but it rims out. And the Whai get another stop.
The defensive intensity has lifted. And rotating bodies now to keep up that level of energy. Hasn't translated to offensive efficiency, but the hustle has translated to the offensive end on a few of these finishes around the rim.
Yeah, one of those bodies being Taylor Dalton in her Tauihi debut, the tall Fern, and that's just pretty basketball.
Playing with much more deliberate pace now, cutting with a bit more speed, and the Queens losing that early communication they had on the defensive side.
Lukfa looking to find the answer. Brown likes this matchup on Snyder. Out to Lukfa. Well defended with a hand in her face, and it's going to go to the way of Lou Brown, who was a machine on the offensive glass.
Well, what a matchup between Brown and Snyder. Those are 2 hustling players.
Oh, there's hands all over this one. It's getting feisty. After 9 minutes of basketball, it'll go the way of the fight. I believe that was a foul on Gian Park.
Solid work down low. That second chance opportunity created, but not converted upon as we take another look at the slip by Snyder. Good cut, better pass by VMC. Michaela Cowling.
Dalton in the point guard duties for the fight. It is physical down there. Nothing called. Hannah Hank. The work rate has been enormous early.
Hannah Hank does not mind getting physical down low, sends Lou Brown to the floor, and then attacks the bodies of the defenders on that finish. There you see the legs of Brown as she was sprawled out, and then straight into two. Lupfer offers the hand after offering a whack.
Sorry I hurt you to the ground, but I'll help you up. Hannah Hank at the Chemist Warehouse, the 24-year-old. Crossing the ditch for her first Tauihi season. WNBL experience and a 4-year collegiate career at Clemson.
Gets silent in the QEYC for the free throws right now. Concentrates well.
Now unfazed Hannah Hank. Up to 5 points and 3 rebounds early and never looked like missing. The fight come out in front after a slow start out the gate.
Yeah, the Queens offense has just really disappeared over the second half of this quarter.
Wallace to the rim. A little backwards roly-poly before she gets up, and it's a good signs for the Tokomanawa Queens, a little bit more offense.
Hang time was on display on that rim attack. Nice quick step here, really creates some space and holds it from one side of the rim to the other. Snyder gets pinged with the whistle. Good mindset. The offense hasn't been going your way. What do we need to do? I need to get to the cup. I can get the finish, or I can get to the Chemist Warehouse stripe to find some rhythm there and put a stop to this run of the 5 and retake the lead.
Not a bad look when you have an Opal getting downhill to the rim. Dalton, point guard duties, like I mentioned before. Back up to Dalton in this. A lot of off-ball action happening for the Whai here. Into Cowling, she's hugged by Park, leaves it short. Comes up with her own O-board and can't make it count. That went everywhere, but it'll stay with the Whai.
Well, Davidson's gone to the bench, and a big front line of the Whai are finding a lot more opportunity on the offensive glass. Multiple possessions for multiple trips down the court in a row now.
Snyder looking for her seal. Beck gave up her position, and back out in front go the Whai.
It's not bad defense, but it's perfect offense. Just really created that angle well and had that seal out far enough that the help couldn't get to the ball.
Oh, Park gives Dalton the too small and regained the lead. Dying seconds of this one for the Whai. Cowling just out. And the Tokomanawa Queens will enter quarter one with a slim lead. There's that GJ Gardner-Holmes replay. Like we mentioned, the Tokomanawa Queens with a very slim lead over the Tauranga Whai. 3 quarters of basketball to go. We'll see you very shortly. No mai hoki mai whānau, welcome back. It's been one heck of a first quarter of action here in Tauranga, Tauihi 2025. It's been exciting so far. The Tokomanawa Queens have a slim lead over the defending champions, but it's been a seesaw of a first quarter. Casey Frank.
Well, had that lead built all the way out to 8 points, but a 9-0 run saw them take the lead again. The Queens responded late and just sort of stole the lead back. Speaking of steals, you got the Sal's NBL steal combo there. Hopefully use that QR code so you can get yourself some pizza.
The king of segues. A niche talent of Casey's.
Really doesn't come in too valuable in many places, but Ji-Hoon Park's jump shot, that's got some value there. Nice use of the spin move, good penetration, gets to her spot, and she's in that mid-range and elevates over you. It's all done.
Ji-Hoon Park just so efficient at what she does, a part of the FIBA Asia Cup All-Star 5 for Korea this year. Hannah Hank is sure making an entrance into the Tauihi, Casey.
And she is attacking Penina Davidson with a vengeance on every catch. Davidson's being targeted, and they're not giving her help. They really like Hank with these high post catches. And not a bad job by her Queens teammates coming in, slapping at the ball, but it's still Davidson on an island there. And right now, Hank's proven to have the advantage off the dribble in those situations.
Just Davidson's first foul. And Hannah Hank up to 8 points now on the night. On the afternoon, I should say.
Feels like nighttime with the big lights on.
It does.
Even the All Blacks are playing really well.
Who cares?
Whoa.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Proud Kiwi. Proud Kiwi.
That was not Casey Frank. I did not say that.
Oh, I don't know who said that either. Oh, that was Crystal Walker, for anyone asking.
What a snitch. Look, not even here. Anyway, back to the hoops.
And defended well. The Tauranga Whai have started with all gas, no breaks. This will hurt the Queens if it goes.
Kayla Cowan never really found the range from deep last season. The late start, never really found the rhythm, and hasn't quite found that range yet today, but that's not the player I'd leave open for many more attempts.
Wallace ordering her teammates around. Luke skips it back to Wallace. A capable three-point shooter off the front rim.
The penetration has gotten much harder to find over the last 5 or 6 minutes of this ball game. Those rim attacks right at the rim are very infrequent.
Snyder has had a lot of action at the rim. A couple of bunnies gone amiss. Queens now looking for an answer in their opening bucket. Davidson and Lupfer, two-man game. Lupfer finds Park. Stella Beck gives it back to Park. Her first triple of the afternoon.
And solid action. And you're more concerned about Ji-Hoon Park in the mid-range than the triple, but you have to get a hand up. A good quick release shows that Ji-Hoon Park might be a bit more aggressive from deep this season.
Shearer has been relatively quiet in her debut so far. You know who hasn't been quiet is Hannah Hank. Leaves that one short.
Well, using the foot speed again, gets around Davidson, just unfortunately can't find the finish with the left. But you'll love the energy, you'll love the activity.
Lupfer from deep, there she is. Oof. Now that's a dangerous sign.
That was pure. that net didn't even look like it was in a windstorm. It barely moved. That's a shooter when it hits like that. Solid deep on the wing by Park there, but called for the whistle regardless.
We'll see that on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay.
I mean, that's not bad D, but that is just tough O. And Lupfer is not a player that I would be going under screens on.
No, absolutely not.
Stay in the trail. Stay in the trail.
And the dynamic of the game could just absolutely shift if she catches fire. Briley Rogers getting her first tastes of 2025 Tauihi action. Guarding Macandro. Kira Some cowling the fade away. Okay.
Tough shot. Had the size advantage, but went to the fadeaway anyway. Thought she might have been a bit more patient, but just trying to get that eye in, and maybe that's the first one that starts getting all the offense rolling downhill for her.
Brown, the high catch, finds the cutting Park, risky pass, and now the fire off to the races. Errant dribble for Cowling, back to the Queens. Uh-oh. Oh, a sigh of relief for the Whai.
a little sloppy both ways, forcing passes, losing in transition, and quick shots. I think both teams need to get that ball moving through hands a little bit more often.
Messy offense for the Whai here. They're running out of time. Hank goes from deep. She's been impressive so far. Extra possession for the Whai. Just goes straight into the baseline seats.
Well, sometimes when you're throwing at a big, you toss it up and you expect that big to be able to be really mobile, but you could see Lacandra there was fighting for position. She needed that pass to be really accurate, not one that she had to switch directions. Her body weight leaning left, the pass goes right. So it looks like it's a more wayward pass than it is, but just a bit bad timing there.
Briley Rogers, no time, no space, bang, bang.
Started the game in rapid league like that as well from deep, and touches it here in the second quarter midway through and tickles the twine.
Rogers in her hometown of Tauranga, playing against them. She'll be a familiar face in this gym, no doubt. Lupfer finds Wallace. They're just going to slow things down a little bit. 7-point lead for the Queens, but it's sure been both ways. Ji-Yun Park from deep. It's not going to count, but it's going to be a foul against the Whai.
Lou Brown is just really good at baiting fouls and contact from behind. I mean, she plays with a high level of physicality, and so when you're matched up with her, you respond with it. And this time, it's just from behind, just a little bit of a leg that if Brown doesn't fall down, she's not going to get that call. But combined with the turnover, stays Queens basketball on the baseline.
30-year-old. Oh, it's going to be a turnover there for the Queens. Lupfer just a little bit confused. Just been a slight breakdown. The Whai will be stoked with that one.
Yeah, the Queens have this nice lead, but it really does feel like the Whai have been playing the better basketball of late.
Taylor Dalton rips and goes on some of her first action and gets the foul. Pretty easy look there for Taylor Dalton.
A good speed with the rim attack. Defensively, just don't want to get those hands caught in. Dalton, look at that rip, just right away, right into it. Lupfer thinking that's pretty clean, thought she got it high, but oftentimes defending on the side of that shooter, it's just tough to get a clean block or even to make it look as clean as it is. Either way, Dalton at the line, trying to finish it for two.
Kim's Warehouse counts her second, just 23 years old, out of North Harbour. Really impressive career growing up. 4 years at St. Mary's, graduate at Gonzaga University, and this is her second taste of professional basketball. A short stint with the Townsville Flames and NBL 1 North. And plenty of impressive stints with the Tall Ferns as well.
And it's great to have her back on our shores after a collegiate career, as Davidson drains the mid-range. She loves that activity off the pick and pop into there.
Whai looking for an offensive answer. Can it come through? Dalton once again. The high ball screen with Lacandro. Can't find the roll. Snyder takes the bottom himself. Finds the bottom of the net. She's been impressive early today.
Well, just high work rate. She's missed a couple of shots, but her energy makes up for all the smaller mistakes.
Brown to Wallace, and empty corner on ball. Can they find the ceiling? Brown. Rogers gonna go from deep. Oh my goodness.
Well, I like that shot, just good recognition. If she misses it, Lou Brown's in great rebounding position, but she's feeling it now, back-to-back threes. Maybe she gets another one fly soon.
Kitasome, can she answer? Oh, she can't. Tough rebound there. Beck to the floor. Wallace will settle the pace here for the Queens.
Dalton, very energetic defensively these last few possessions.
Rogers didn't even have a look at her on that one. Wallace to Brown. That is Brown's bread and butter.
Yeah, she's given up a bit of height in that matchup, but fantastic footwork, the step through, forcing Lacandro to get off the feet a little bit. The hands start reaching in, and now she's off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Looks like foul from behind.
Lou Brown, an impressive 2024 campaign with the Queens. 14 points and 12 rebounds a game. And there you have it. Scan that QR code and spin the wheel, your chance to win a Whai Tomo Mula and potentially a cow, in the words of Casey Frank.
I know, it's on the wheel.
So you could also can you win a car as well?
I don't know. Well, that could coincide with petrol. You know, the things that go inside the car. Either way. I've only won, when I've spun the wheel, I've only won petty cash.
So no cows for you.
No cows for me yet.
Maybe one day. Hey, scan that QR code and let us know, eh? It's going to be a timeout here in Tauranga. The Queens have a, you wouldn't say comfortable 10-point lead. The Whai playing some good ball right now, but the Queens are lighting it up from deep.
Well, if anything, I think the Queens can take heart. Now, we're not playing our best basketball, but we're up 10.
Yeah.
You know, we did let the Whai work their way back into this game. The Whai, it's one of those games where you are down 10, but maybe it doesn't feel like it. The work rate's good, the activity and energy is good. The efficiency and the finishing, not quite where it needs to be just yet. But certainly, if you're Coach Tauihi Bennett, you're pretty happy with where things are in your first effort. You just need to clean a couple things up and you feel like you'll be right back in this ballgame.
A stark difference in the three-point shooting. 6 from 12 for the Queens, and 1 from 13 for the Whai. That is
not Whai-like.
Chalk and cheese. You're exactly right. The Whai identity has been very comfortable from deep. Alex Stojkovic, that was very much his style of basketball.
And we heard Tauihi Bennett talking about it. There will be some similarities to last season, but you heard him mention they're carving out their own identity. They're not just about getting the threes up. This is a different unit, a different season, and they're going to have to build on the strengths of this club, not rest on the championship activity of a year or season ago.
We've seen that through Hannah Hank. She has been instrumental inside.
Looking for Michaela Cowling in the post. Good action.
There you go. That's just too easy. Ooh.
Oh, I thought she was fouled from behind.
Yeah, I thought she had a little tip there from Stella Beck, but we digress.
But Stella Beck, she just has a knack for forcing misses. She just has a knack for it.
Just a defensive weapon, Stella Beck, 2024 Defensive Player of the Year. Park now on an island with Cowling, decides to shoot it off the back rim. The Whai are surging away after that rebound. Shearer finds Cowling in the corner, and once again goes astray. I think it's going to be a rebounding foul on Panita Davidson there.
Hank putting in the work, getting the best of this battle early in this one. I had a lot of questions about how this front line of the Whai would go against a very talented Queens front line, a proven Queens front line in this competition. But early in this one, more than holding their own.
Shearer, she's been quiet so far. Yumi Shearer can light it up. Leaves that one short. Fights for her own O-board. And it's Taylor Dalton. The energy injection off the bench and the work rate of this Whai squad is really keeping them in it. Let's take a look at that one on the GJ Gardner-Holmes replay.
Well, you just look at the sphere of her range there. Dalton's nowhere near the paint when that shot goes up. She's out there on the wing. But she was actually made that pass to Shearer on, but she attacks. She doesn't give up on the play. You love to see players go and get rebounds out of their cylinder. It's such an important skill to be able to create those extra possessions, and Dalton does well to create that opportunity there.
Splits it at the Chemist Warehouse stripe. The first miss from that land for the Whai tonight. Browns are going to return to the matchup, and it's back to a single-digit game for the Whai. They'd love to each just that little bit closer before we head into half-time, I should say.
Yeah, similar meanings.
It's been a while.
The halfway point.
Rogers finds Lufa. Oh, I thought she might pull that one. Well defended by Dalton.
There's just no space. She is taking that challenge on.
Wallace loves a pull-up J. And who else other than Hannah Hank?
She is really leading from the front for the Whai. Her activity on both ends, laying the foundation for what the Tauranga squad is trying to get done. And now she is this off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. The 5th foul on the Queens, just 2 for the Whai up to this point of the quarter.
Sitting at 3 of 3 from the Chemist Warehouse. Hannah Hank continues her perfect streak.
Up to 10 points now to go along with 5 rebounds. Her and Snyder both sitting on 10.
Commentator's curse, strikes again. Splits 1 of 2 from the Chemist Warehouse. Back to 8 though for the Tauranga Whai. Queens looking for the answer. Does it come through Kirsty Wallace? Finds Brown inside, and it's gonna be an and 1 for Lou Brown.
That's clever. I mean, she's just really using her body well there. Snyder feels her on the box out, so she starts boxing her out. We don't really quite have the angle here, but she's on the box out on the other side. Brown sees that dribble pick up and just slips around and goes for that seal. Just great awareness as a post player. Snyder just caught a little bit out of bounds because you have to be concerned about the rebounding on the weak side. And in that case, that opened up the opportunity for the finish. And now a 3-point play from the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Just an absolute hooper. Lou Brown made the NBL 1 East All-First team this past season. Looking to make a similar mark on the Tauihi, and Emi Shearer gets her first taste of Tauihi points. More of that to come for the Whai, I'm sure. Back to 9. Beck finds Lufa. Wallace, a lot of point guard duties on her shoulders tonight. Skips it over to the corner. That's pretty basketball. And Lufa makes a count.
You love to see movement like that. The ball going from side to side, forcing this active Whai squad to really rotate.
Great basketball, high-low action, but it's going to be in the hands of Lou Brown. The defensive activity is unreal from her. Lufa gets the skip. Finds Lou Brown now. Just bullies her way in. Snyder, though, holds her on.
Does well defensively and back in transition. Whai attacking once again.
Brown, hands in the passing lane. Hannah Hank. Just 3 defenders on her. You can't stop her.
Still putting the ball on the floor, still attacking the rim. And she is drawing a lot of bodies, in particular in transition. Doing an excellent job of just running to the front of the rim, making herself available. Cowling gives her the opportunity for the finish. She doesn't get that, but she gets back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Makes her first from the Chemist Warehouse. Played in the Australian WNBL last season for Geelong United. 8 points, and she's a touch under 5 rebounds per game for the 24-year-old. Back to a 10-point game. Beck finds Lufa. Into Lou Brown. Not offended there by Hannah Hank. Shot clock is winding down. Lufa finds an opening. And misses the bunny.
It's too open that time.
Who else other than Lou Brown and Stella Beck to create an extra position for the Queens? It's going to be Wallace. Shot clock running out. No options. Finds Brown. Blocked away by Cowling. A great defensive position for the Whai.
Defense has been pretty solid, making it difficult for the Queens. Whai, great in rotation, see a lot of communication. But needs some of that to spill over to the other end. Everything's been difficult offensively. Nothing easy here. And it's not getting easier in the last minute.
That catch shot wasn't easy for Jess McDowell-White. Shearer from deep. Still dry are the defending champions. Wallace. Rogers now. Finds an opening. That is a tough finish.
With the left on the run. Showed it from deep and now showing it off the bounce. Attacking the cup and building a 12-point Queens lead.
An impressive scoring outfit for Briley Rogers so far. McDowell-White over to Cowling. Cowling finds the rolling Snyder, just finds a pocket of space.
Great defense from behind. I'm not sure how that got through. That timeout, heard the buzzer, but we're going to continue to play. 20 seconds left, see if we don't see a player timeout with a little under 14.
There you go. Wallace is going to take the BNZ player timeout so they can draw up for the end of this quarter.
You call it when the clock goes under 14 because that shot clock gets reset. It doesn't get reset as that QR code. You can use it every single time to get in for a chance to win tickets to this season's games. Use that code to see if you can't find yourself in your group sitting courtside at a Tauihi game this season, all thanks to the BNZ.
Don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. Some great hoops to come in Tauihi 2025. I'd like to see the final possession of this half. Wallace. Horns action. Finds Brown into the hands of the Whai.
Nice job, Snyder. Realizing that she can use that player timeout on the transition from offense to defense. And so we get another chance for that QR code and a chance for more tickets. But more importantly, if you're a Whai fan, a chance for them to get a wee bit closer in this ball game.
Yeah, how good would a bucket be right now for the Whai? 5 seconds on the clock, so well and truly a chance to get one done. Dal White. Lob play to Snyder, but another turnover. Both end of quarter plays not executed how they would imagine, and that's a great first half of basketball, Casey.
Well, we saw a lot of energy, but a higher level of execution from the Queens sees them heading into halftime up double figures.
We're back shortly with some Chemist Warehouse stats. No mai hoki mai whānau, welcome back. Second half getting underway shortly here in Tauranga. Give it up for our halftime entertainment. Our ladies putting it on for the Tauranga crowd here. Their home team down 10. Maya Williamson here joined by Casey Frank. It's been a good opening half for both squads.
Yeah, it's a little bit like the early rounds of a fight. A lot of jabs, no haymakers just yet. Testing each other out, and We've seen Snyder and Hank lead from the front for the 5. Their activity off the roll and in the post has done the bulk of their scoring. More balanced for a Queens side led by Ji-Hoon Park, who's been excellent in the mid-range. There's the glass. Overall, it's a 24-22 advantage for the 5. They've done well, led by Hank and Cowling on the boards, but Davidson and Brown have been difficult to contain. Davidson well on her way to a double-double. How about Krista Wallace? 7 assists in that first half, creating opportunities for her teammates. Michaela Cowling hasn't really been able to find the range offensively, but setting up her squad with the passing. Just a couple of blocks in the ball game. 7 steals overall, 4 by the 5, and no player more than a single digit. So overall, I think both teams would be reasonably okay with the performances in the first half. The 5, I think, would be looking for a much higher level of execution and maybe a couple threes to drop, because they are 1 for 15 from deep at halftime at just 6%. And that really is the difference in the ball game. They've taken 3 more shots, but a lot less, but 4 less makes overall. It's led to that 10-point deficit.
Chemistry House, of course, the official stats partner of Tauihi. Will Whai make a resurgence, or will the Queens take off and run? We'll be back with you very shortly.
So just to remind you, after the game, you're going to be able to catch up with your favorite players right here. Have a photo, put it in the chat. So make sure you stick around for that after the game.
No mai huki mai whānau. Welcome back to Tauranga, the home of the defending champions, and they are in a 10-point deficit to the Tokomanawa Queens after the first half of basketball. Tauihi 2025 action sure delivering. Queens, their depth and their experience has looked good so far, and the Good Health poll has sure taken a swing. The Tokomanawa Queens are well out in front now.
Well, you gotta take the evidence if you want to be a scientist and use it. And that evidence in the first half is the Queens defense is doing an excellent job. They haven't gotten up as many shots from the free throw line, but they have shut down the three-point line. They've played with great efficiency from inside the arc, and they've been pretty hot from outside it as well. They can continue to defend the three-point line at this level where they've held the Phi to just 1 make out of 15 attempts in the first half. It looks like I'd be going with that 69% as well.
Yeah, what do you think the Phi need to adjust to here defensively? Do they need to do things better, or do you think they need to make a tactical adjustment?
Well, I think if they could create a better quality look, that may lead to a few more makes from deep. I haven't liked the frequency with which they've been forced into the in-between game. That mid-range is not where you want to live, and they've had a lot of shots in there. I think I'd like to see that ball in the hands of Hank a little bit more, force that defense of the Queens to drop in onto those elbows and take away those lanes, and then maybe she can get the kick out to get some of that activity offensively. For the Queens, I think it's just more of the same. You know, they've got a nice solid lead because they've come out here and they've played with purpose. Not a ton of passion in this game yet, but both teams going around about their business and getting it done well here in the first half.
A couple of more offensive threats so far for the Queens. The scoring spread has been impressive. Speaking of impressive, how good is that Sal's NBL steal combo?
Tip off 25. The steal combo is stealing a little bit of Tauihi airtime coming on here, all thanks to Sal's. Use that online code tip off 2025 in honor of the opening weekend of the Tauihi season, or scan that QR code and get sent straight to that local Sal's to pick up this combo on the way home.
Half and half and some garlic knots? Yes, please.
I am not going to stop you from ordering me some.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
Looked at me just for validation as well. Great job, Casey. You're doing amazing.
Why are you talking to me like my mom when I was 6? Alas.
Sometimes you just need to be humbled, you know? Anyway, the Tokomanawa Queens.
Well, other stats that I like to see: the Queens 13 assists on their 16 buckets, really sharing the basketball well, getting everyone involved. You don't really, you know, we thought that Lupfer was going to come in and be a high-scoring option, but that ball is in between. It's going through a lot of hands. They're attacking out of the on-ball, attacking in the post, a myriad of ways. For the Phi, it's, you know, it's isolations on the wing and getting some activity out of that pick and roll. And until that three-point shot starts falling, it's going to be mighty tough to penetrate that defense because they are really sagging into the paint and shutting down those passing lanes.
And not sure if this was an oversight from us, Casey, but Cole has not returned to the ball game after being subbed out the first time, 4 minutes, and she looks as though she's sitting on the end of the bench right now, maybe nursing an injury that they don't want to play with. She came out early, 2 triples, and haven't seen her since.
Yeah, well, certainly if you're not feeling full strength, you don't want to keep pushing, especially with a 10-point lead. But there is not a lot of other reasons that we could pull together to see Cole out there. But she seemed to be in good spirits on the sideline. So maybe she's got a 4-minute max play today.
Restricted minutes, and they were all at the beginning of the game. Shearer couldn't get her bucket down the other end to open the quarter for the Phi, but Lupfer can get her to go.
I like that call. I just like the action, putting the ball in the hands of Lupfer. The defense sags, she has that 3, but then you put it into all-ball with action with Panina Davidson, and she took that driving option.
Snyder just extends the elbow on Beck, and it's going to be a turnover for the Phi.
Getting a little salty between Snyder and Beck. Of course, the Queens looking for a little bit of get back. Last time they were in this building, they went down big last December. Just a few days before Christmas, the Phi lifting their inaugural Tauihi championship, keeping the Queens from their 2nd in 3 years. And the Queens, it's you know, a little bit late to get the title, but always good to get a win.
Could get one this year, or will it be a new champion crowned? Whai and the Hoi yet to come to the party.
We got to keep it going, right? 3 champs in 3 years, got to go 4-4.
Surely.
Oh, nice pass.
Yeah, that is textbook basketball, and Hannah Hank has been involved in everything so far today.
Just kinetic energy-wise, she's always moving. That time, Lacandro had no options, but Hank moves well to create that passing angle, get the finish, cut it back to a 10-point deficit.
Lacandro, screen defense there, forces someone to fall over, and Park from deep. She has been explosive out the gates. Her second triple of tonight.
Yeah, a bit more aggressive from deep. That's her 5th attempt from deep, and in the last season she was so focused on the mid-range. But extending that range just a bit early in this one.
Hannah Hank a little bit weaker on the left-hand side. Park, a rear miss here. Cowling, just a defensive weapon, makes everything difficult. Shearer, with all the time in the world.
Well, she needed it. 6 shots in the first half, only made 1. Cowling kicks it ahead, and Shearer's able to line it up and knock it down. A little bit of airspace does that shooting stroke a world of good.
Justifies second 3 of the afternoon. Well needed from Shearer. Wallace now goes one-on-one, and McDowell White defended well, but better offense.
That's tough offense. Really nice footwork, the patience, and the balance to finish off that 1 foot. Well done by Wallace on that one.
Candro walks into an on-ball. Shearer likes the opening of space. Lacandro, clean-up crew, no good.
Well, a good fight by Lupfer underneath, giving up a lot of size, but she's able to muscle her way in to contain that glass.
Lupfer finds the ceiling. Panina defended well by Hannah Hank. Panina just lost her footing on that one.
And she can't create a lot of separation on the step through. Defense doing a good job, but Hank can't hold on to it on the kick ahead.
Park chooses to slow things down for the Queens. Wallace now gets them into a horns configuration. Wallace finds the slipping Park. It's going to be a foul off the ball. That one was pretty easy for our referees.
Hank with the grab. Really nice slip. I like that split action at the top. Screening Panina Davidson's defender, Hannah Hank in that case. Creates a chase situation for Davidson if she gets to the on-ball, but also confusion in the defenders. They don't know who guards Ji-Hoon Park out of this one. She just gets there. Hank hand in the cookie jar, so she's the one who gets the foul.
Wallace running out of options, and it's going to be another backcourt violation out of that baseline out of bounds.
Good defense from the 5. They've locked in, good communication, but the set and the set up from the Queens, I think, just needs to start a little bit earlier. Give a chance for some of those passers who are denied a chance to come back to the basketball within that 5-second time range.
Fight running this trusted offense. McDowell White hasn't had a lot of penetration. It's blocked away by Wallace.
Get that shot out of here. Comes down hard on that one.
Davidson, patient, trying to find Brown. Wallace is cutting, and Taylor Dalton comes up with it. Splits the Red Sea of defense there, rattles it home, back to 10 points.
Dalton's energy defensively has been a real boon to this 5 side. She's taken this challenge when guarding Lutfer and done very well, and active in passing lanes at the same time.
Beck through hands.
Somehow comes up with it herself.
Lutfer does not need much time or space.
Dalton again. Look at the energy, look at the enthusiasm.
Finds Cowling all alone. And there you have it. The single-digit deficit is back. Queens forced into a timeout.
It's all pace to me. You know, they're finally getting a little bit of energy on those live ball turnovers and long rebounds. They're just pushing the pace. Dalton on the first one gets the steal. Easy finish coming down. And next time around, the no look forces the Beck to drop down in the passing lane, but she sets up Michaela Cowling as the trailing shooter perfectly for the triple. And after that 1 3-point first half, the 5 suddenly have something going from deep here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, 2 triples within the first 4 minutes as opposed to 1 in the entirety of the first half. I'm sure we're going to see a couple of those on the Tuesday night highlight show. Casey?
Catch it all season long, every Tuesday. All the action that's fit for broadcast will be blessing your screens on a weekly basis. I'm sure you tune in to catch all the top plays you missed. What am I talking about? Anybody listening right now or watching, you're going to watch all the games.
As they should.
Easy, you know, it's an easy commitment.
Kahu taking on the Puakai at Event Finder Stadium tomorrow afternoon. You'll hear our dulcet tones once again.
We're back. We're the opening weekend crew.
Casey has been on every game.
It's very, very Christchurch heavy. That's the big problem.
What's wrong with
too much you and Bewley. Well, I would start, but I only have 40 minutes or so I'll hold it till next time.
Says the Aucklander. That's crazy. Wallace finds...
What are you talking about? You're an Aucklander now.
Don't categorize me like that. Lufa is on an island. Kidisome makes that difficult. Goes back into the hands of Davidson.
That's offensive. That's an offensive foul there.
Yep.
Nina Davidson knows it. She's just she's frustrated. She's feeling that activity from Hank down low. Hank's been aggressively attacking her on the other side of the court, and this time she's give me that space. Boom. Drops the bow. Davidson does not argue at all. She's like, yeah. You know, sometimes you really want that whistle.
Yep. Exactly right. And that's 3 personal fouls for her now. And you can just see the frustration in her defense there. Cowling's got the hot hand. Oh my goodness. Michaela Cowling back at her best.
Back-to-back triples for the Phi. They are now 4 for 18 from deep after starting 1 for their first 15. It has gotten hot here in the second half. 3 straight makes.
Back within touching distance go the Phi. Wallace, the tough pull-up, and it is all the defending champions right now. That's a great settler. Turnover, though, for the Tokomanawa Queens.
Man, bad decision there by Kidisome leads to this opportunity on the other end. And just when the Phi had worked their way back into things, they give up the turnover and the easy finish on the other end.
Hank, Cowling, Dalton at the top, finds the flare. Cowling can't go 3 in a row. Brown, the ball's going everywhere. Beck tried to save it, but it's going to go to the Phi.
A couple of subs coming through. Stella Beck, she wanted one. She's not going to get it, though. You stay out there for a while.
We all know Beck could play 40 minutes and some.
I'm Hannah Hank. I'm really looking to take advantage with my size against Brown. Brown a little swifter of foot, though, so you don't have those same dribble attacks.
Wallace contained her anger very well just then. 1 minute explosion, and then she was back to cool, calm, and collected as Kiriana Hippolyte makes her first entrance.
It's an emotional game. The emotions have to have a place to be able to come out. We don't want volcanoes building up pressure and exploding later. So I never mind seeing players show a little bit of what they're feeling.
Kidisome has a hard job. Bodies are flying everywhere. Dalton through traffic. Poked out of bounds.
That's going to be a shot clock violation.
Yeah.
Never hit the rim.
Exactly right. Call overturned, and it will be Tokomanawa Queens. Kiriana Hippolyte inserted into the game and just made life difficult straight away for Kidisome.
Hippolyte, fantastic game in the Rapid League, 18 points.
Tied her season high from last year against the Puakai, had 18 points. The youngster. Brown, Park, loves an open lane. Does Ji-Yun Park just leaves it short?
Is that going to stay? Fortuitous bounce. The activity is Stella Beck down low. Gets involved in the little bit of a grapple there and keeps all the 5 players from grabbing the basketball.
6 points the difference, thanks to the hot hand of Michaela Cowling. Easy catch for Brown. Clears some space, and just too big, too strong.
Well, nice set, good solid screen, and excellent speed on the flash by Brown to make herself available to receive and then eventually get that finish.
Shear it, sees a little bit of space, uses her footwork well, finds Hank in the mid-range. Hank extending her range.
And she's been just so key to everything the Fire are doing. She's a true finisher and has been aggressive looking to finish at the rim and now in the mid-range.
Hippolyte.
Ji-Yun Park against Dalton in the middle, a lot of activity there. Dalton gets the steal again.
She has been a ball of energy off the bench for the fight. Lacandro, though, just stripped by the youngster.
Coming back the other way. Both ways, the energy's been inserted into the game, and they're delivering.
Park
Oh, that's nice by Ji-Hoon Park. Looking for the post previous play. Comes back to it again and drew multiple defenders. Gets the whistle. Otherwise, it probably would have been an assist on that drop off to the middle.
It's going to be a baseline out of bounds. Our Sweat crew just doing the most. Got a couple of backcourt violations on these baseline out of bounds. As we see the brains trust of the Tokomanawa Queens. Haini Tupu and Mel Bennett, assistant coach for the Tall Ferns. And another errant play.
Hank, the energy, the hustle, and quick hands.
Shearer forces her way in there.
And Whai have been just a much better looking offense when they get that little burst of speed to tip off the possession. Especially in the live ball turnovers, obviously, but long rebounds when they get those kick aheads. It's all about early setup, early offense for them, because it just gets much more difficult against the Tokomanawa Queens defense when they're set in the half court.
Amy Shearer, the 23-year-old, misses the first in the Chemist Warehouse. This is her second professional stint. Played for the Meteorettes in the NBL 1 just recently. And just made her Tall Fern debut with the Asia Cup earlier this year. 5 points in it. The Queens have held on to their lead. 7 seconds on the shot clock here. What can they come up with? It's going to have to be Park from deep. And she rattles it home. Her foot's on the line, so it's going to be a 2. Nonetheless, they will take that.
The footwork was impressive, even though she does step on the line. Does a nice job of creating that space with the shot clock going down. And she is really showing off her range in today's game.
Hank, again, the work rate is unmatched. Draws the foul once again on her teammates. Big smiles on their faces.
3 defenders surrounding her on that catch. I actually think it was Hippolyte coming over that got the bump and eventually gets the whistle. Not in the bonus just yet. That comes on the next foul. So the Queens back to defense. 14 seconds on the shot clock for the Whai.
Dalton all alone in the corner. Just long. Gives the Queens an opportunity to push. Wallace stops on a dime off the back rim, and it's a rebounding foul against Lou Brown, who cannot believe it.
And it just comes through with some strength and some fortitude. Clears that out. And this could be shooting on the other side, taking another. There's the miss, and that's pretty believable. That is an extended arm there. Lou Brown questioning it, but not a lot of questions need to be answered on the replay.
And again, Hannah Hank just being everybody's worst nightmare at the moment. Oh, we thought it was unsportsmanlike for a second.
When I saw everybody shooting by themselves, like, wait a minute, I'd be questioning that too if it's unsportsmanlike, but no, just a common foul.
Hannah Hank up to 17 points and makes it 18 to go along with 7 rebounds. Impressive in her Tauihi debut. Shearer does well to avoid a foul. Hippolyte from deep. Oh, good for the youngster. Back the other way for the Queens.
There's that pace, creating opportunity.
Dalton attacks the long closeout. Hank, left hand. Not her favorable one.
Really good offense. You love that shot, but Rue, the missed opportunity, could have cut it to a 3-point deficit. Instead, it could be 3 possessions on a make here.
Park, the back down game on Shearer. Finds Rogers, who finds Hippolyte. And that is good from deep. The youngster can stroke that thing.
Hippolyte's come out aggressively in her Tauihi minutes here. I love that shot. I love the way the ball moves around to find the shooter.
McDowell White, leading point guard duties, and it's another off-ball foul against Hannah Hank. The Queens just can't really do anything but foul.
Yeah, Brown's activity is good. She's got obviously great strength down low, but just giving a bit of size up to Hank when Panina Davidson's not in the game.
Looks like it was against Shearer,
Shearer's
my
gonna
mistake.
get the shots. No, Hank's gonna get the shots.
I don't think anybody knows.
Who's shooting? Who's shooting? We saw Cher asking, so who's shooting?
Yeah. We're all asking the same questions. I think even the referees might be asking.
They are figuring it out right now.
Who is shooting? Looks like
definitely the Whai.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, that looks like it's.
She did fall over.
Hanky
so
getting hit.
Yeah. And that's who you want to send to the line. 8 from 9 from the Chemist Warehouse tonight.
And she is not worried about your attempt at jinxing her.
I just know that she's that good. Not even the commentator's curse can get her. Oh my gosh, that is extremely ironic.
No, it is. It was the meaning of what we're doing.
I've learnt now. The Queens lead by 7. It's not convincing. And there goes Hannah Hank again, just loses control slightly, bowls over the Queens.
Good energy though. You like that aggressive attack. Not yet in the bonus. Back to the sideline. Go the Queens. Hank may need to be a little bit careful after picking up her 3rd personal foul there though. Once you get that 4th one, really changes the way you can play.
Finds Wallace. On ball from Park. Goes out of that one. Wallace can't find any options. Into Brown, tipped away by Cowling. Kept alive. Wallace prefers the mid-range pull-up and makes it count. Nice stroke from the mid-range.
Oh, that's a dagger. Here at the death of the 3rd quarter. You work so hard, cut that lead down so tight, and now it's all the way back to 9. Really need a bucket for some momentum here to the Whai.
Hank squares up on Brown. Tipped away. Lupfer gets the steal. Is that her BNZ player timeout that she's used? It's a jump ball.
No, I don't think Lupfer was calling the timeout.
No.
So I think it was from the sideline, or one of her teammates was calling the timeout coming over. But you have to have possession of the ball to call a player timeout. But it works out for the Queens. Save it for the end of the game and get the ball back with 2.7 seconds left. Let's see if they can't create some opportunity here.
A few seconds left. Who else would you want? Then Riley Lupfer just leaves it short, and the Tokomanawa Queens will enter the final quarter of today with a 62-53 lead over the Tauranga Whai. No mai hiki mai, welcome back to the final quarter of Tauihi 2025 round 1, the grand final rematch. The Tokomanawa Queens have hung on to a slim lead. Will the Tauranga Whai stay in arm's distance? Will they make a resurgence? Are the Queens going to run away with this one? 10 minutes to go, and that's a promising sign, Casey Frank.
That is the way you want your offense to go out of the timeout. Easy play. Hit the passer. Dalton gets 2, back to 7.
Oh, parts the Red Seas. That's Christy Wallace, sorry.
And this is just a miscommunication defensively. The change of direction opens up that lane.
McDowell White finds Snyder. She's been impressive today, Snyder. Into the hands of Penina Davidson. It floats around. Cowling will settle that position.
Michaela Cowling, she's a player I wouldn't mind seeing get a little bit more active. That's her 14th shot of the game, just the 4th make, but into double figures with 10. The 3rd Phi player with double digits.
7 rebounds for her and 5 assists. Cowling, an impressive all-round player. Davidson earns another possession for the Queens. Brown looks for her seal against Snyder. Holds her own to Snyder. Hannah Hank can't come up with it there. Queens another chance at an offense.
Queens staying very active on the glass, not really giving up on any possession. There's always 1, maybe 2 bodies every single time there's a miss.
Dalton just being her energetic self there.
And standing out of bounds as she hits that away. 13 seconds left on the shot clock now.
Not a lot of execution out of these baseline out of bounds for the Queens. They do find it into Stella Beck. Hang time is unreal, and another possession. That is 4 extra possessions in a row. Time winding down. Who else? Too long for Davidson and Brown. How many bites of the cherry, but none are successful for the Queens.
Just hanging on defensively, just doing enough. Beat multiple times, can't corral the rebound, but after about 40 seconds of activity, they get the stop.
Oh, and there you go. Snyder, the hoop and the harm. She's jazzed up the fight. Couple of nice back-to-back positions. Let's sure take a look at that one again on the GJ Gardner Holmes replay. Just gets that first step and a tough finish.
Haven't heard a ton from Snyder in that 3rd quarter. Picked up that 3rd foul, and we haven't seen a lot of her on the court, but up to 14 points now. She's got 3 rebounds and make it 15. Hannah Hank leading the way in the MVP vote, though. Use that QR code if you want to get involved in that voting action.
Beck over to Wallace. It's a 4-point game. Anybody's at this current time. Wallace, so good with that mid-range pull-up.
Finding a lot of space there on that screen. Snyder running the lane again.
Snyder looked like she might miss another bunny. Rattles it home nonetheless. Back to 4 points.
Just how many opportunities has she created just by the effort she puts forth in running the lanes. And this game has suddenly gotten tight, feeling a little bit more in the balance than I expected it to.
And who else other than Taylor Dalton making energy plays and draws the foul on Riley Lupfer in transition.
And Dalton, we've spoken about her energy multiple times, came off the bench today and really finding good minutes. She's been on the court for about 15 minutes. She just picks up her 3rd steal there, has 3 rebounds and 7 points. But she can add a couple of to them from the Chemist Warehouse stripe here, and more importantly, make it a 1-possession game.
That's the closest they've come since the second half began. Off the back rim, though, goes Dalton.
Free throws have been good. That's 14 for 19 now, but really need this one.
Goes 1 for 2 to Dalton. Back to just 3 points for the defending champions.
1-possession game for the Phi. This is when you need to knuckle down on your home court. You know, you haven't played your best basketball today. But all that said, with 7 minutes and a bit of change to go, you're down 1 possession on your home court. And the momentum's starting to slide your way.
Davidson, class act from her. Too strong for Lacandro.
She just never moves her feet. Really opened up that baseline activity without offering too much resistance.
Shearer over to McDowell White. She's been quiet today, but a timely bucket.
Did not hesitate on that one. We haven't seen her look for her own shot at all. That's just her 4th shot of the game, her first make, but could not come at a better time.
That's a real professional. They need to step up when they need her. Lupfer doesn't need to ask twice and holds it up. Looks at the Phi bench.
Well, speaking about a player who hasn't been super aggressive, she's got 12 shots, but hasn't really been looking for her own number. That time, the quick release off the down screen.
Dalton has a lot of space. Trading buckets right now are these two squads.
Tanya Dalton finds that mid-range again. The high arcer hits the net.
Wallace well defended by McDowell White. It's going to be a jump ball. Was called by Sasha Nicholson, so that'll be the decision.
And Ji-Hoon Park was able to jump up onto that one.
Referees are going to have a little kōrero at the moment. I believe he did put his hand up for a foul, but looks like he's happy to go with the decision of Sasha Nicholson.
Yeah, my initial thought was that it was going to be a foul. I thought that last play on the ball sort of came over the back. But we're going to let the players decide it on the court. 3 points the difference. Can the Whai find another stop?
Knocked to the ground goes Lutfer. Back out to Beck.
I'd be going right back into the post to Davidson instead. They're into the on-ball action.
Wallace looking for her own. Finds Lutfer. She does not need space. That is insanity from Lutfer.
Not terrible defense, but you are just giving her enough room to get that shot off.
McDowell White can't go two in a row. Snyder being the workhorse that she is. That's a great look for the Whai.
A really nice unselfish play there. Jumps up, draws multiple defenders after the hustle play to get the rebound. Really set it up nicely for Lakendra there.
Crowd really starting to get into it here in Tauranga. Park backing down on McDowell White. Over to Beck. Beck steps through, misses the bunny. Gets her own board through Penina Davidson. Bullies her way through.
And the Queens are just bullying their way to points. I mean, that rebound was Lena Snyder's, but Stella Beck from behind outworks her for it. Gets a little bit of a bump to create the opportunity, and the Queens get themselves back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe because of the extra effort.
And it's no surprise who we've seen re-enter the game, Hannah Hank, to take care of who we are seeing at the Chemist Warehouse. The 30-year-old Penina Davidson, an illustrious career here in Aotearoa. 12 points and 8 rebounds last year with the Kahu, and the championship with the Kahu in 2023. Misses that second from the Chemist Warehouse. Queens, though, holding on to that 5-point lead. McDowell White handling the pressure well. Shearer can't find any inch of space. Hank gives it back to Shearer. Time's running out. Shearer into the hands of Wallace, just not what the doctor ordered.
Fantastic rotation by Wallace, really aware of both the shooter in the corner, but also that on-ball action. And Shearer just had no idea she was there.
Park practicing patience. Wallace likes the high on ball, finds Park. Park, that would have been huge. Wallace, the O board. Penina will have a go from deep. Everybody fighting for the board that's going to come off the hands of Hannah Hank. The Queens doing a really good job at creating extra possessions right now, Casey. Well,
it's taken about 25 minutes for the Queens to really assert themselves on the glass, but they're dominating the glass right now. The Whai just have absolutely no answers. They've done a nice job on the offensive glass themselves, the Whai with 12. But these last few possessions have seen the Queens reach 15 offensive rebounds, and that's starting to look like it's going to be the difference in this one down the stretch.
Another foul committed for the Whai. They're third of the quarter now. Wanting to be careful in that area. You don't want to give the Queens any chances at that Chemist Warehouse stripe to extend their lead anymore. Dalton back in the game for a resurgence of energy. Wallace on Shearer, blocked away by Shearer. Give me that. Here comes Cowling. Can they use this momentum? Cowling from deep. No good.
I really like that play. Obviously, good defense initiates the offense, but like the way that McDowell White manipulated defenders to get Cowling that open look, but just can't knock it down.
Uh-oh.
Play with fire there. That was halfway down, and an open look for Lutfer. Instead, the Whai live to fight again.
Good, almost here. The sigh of relief from Tauranga through his screens. Hank likes that foot speed matchup against Davidson. Just short on the finish.
Davidson beats her to the spot that time, though, because of where that action was. She didn't really have the option to go to the left. Davidson got to that right hand and took away the step through with solid physical defense.
Ball's moving well here for the Queens. A lot of off-ball actions. Dalton. Lupfer creates some space of her own. It's a great look for Lupfer. The Whai now need to answer with a bucket of their own. Shearer from deep. Hank doing what she does, but can't keep it in bounds for the Whai.
You love the effort and the energy, but it's about execution when you come down to the last few minutes of games. And at the moment, the Queens' execution is just a step higher. Gonna get a timeout now with 3:39 remaining to discuss how these squads want to handle these final moments of the ball game. Whai need to start it with a stop, but the Queens have been tough offensively these last few possessions.
They have, and especially with that resurgence from the Whai, they've really held onto their lead well. And there's your game MVP mix and pick poll. Scan the QR code and have it your say. The Good Health Poll brought to you by the trusted Violix range, the natural immune defense sport for the whole family. Available at Chemist Warehouse. Jillian Park on top. She's got 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Yeah, probably haven't sung her praises enough today. She's hasn't had the ball in hand a lot, but when she has, she's been so effective. You mentioned playing with great efficiency, obviously, but also stout on the defensive end, right place, right time on more than one occasion.
Just does all the right things all the right time, Park. Not always in the loudest of volumes, but efficient always. She averaged 15 points and almost 6 rebounds per game last year, and does the same thing to start this season.
Doing the right things. You just look at the plus minus. Ji-hoon Park plus 16 on the day. That's twice what her nearest teammate is. She has had a really positive effect on the activity for the Queens today.
Just 25 years old and played for Korea in her first world champ at 2018. So she has had a long time international career. Brings a lot of experience to this group.
She's a superstar, no doubt about it. Lucky for the league to have her once again.
Wallace, toughly contested by Dalton. So disciplined on that closeout.
Dalton is grimy, man. She is getting in there defensively. She is physically imposing her will on the ball handler when she's matched up in those one-on-ones. Not afraid to get that grind going.
Corner look for Shearer, leaves it short. Gets her own rebound. It flies out of her hands. The Queens.
I think she was just bracing herself for the impact. She thought that was going to come, but she anticipated it, and that leads to the turnover. Opportunity left wanting there for the Whai.
Lupfer, Wallace, the Queens in no rush. Lupfer over to Davidson. Time's running out now. It's going to go through the hands and touched off Michaela Cowling, but doesn't matter. The shot clock is going to go.
I don't like that offense. Don't like throwing it to Penina Davidson with 5 seconds on the shot clock out there on the perimeter. Her back to the ball. Got to get that in the hand of the guard or make the decision yourself with 5 seconds. Don't want to set up the center with the hospital pass now. Whai still get another chance now.
A lot of off-ball action there for the Whai into the hands of Cowling. Tough contested look.
Just not creating anything with the offense. You know, that's just one pass, let it fly. Never really making the defense bend. I want to see that ball go side to side, especially down the stretch.
Wallace involved in a lot of pick and rolls early here. Davidson has Snyder on her. Gets the finish. Sends Snyder to the floor. No call.
And Davidson hits double figures with that finish now. 11 points to go with 11 rebounds. The double-double is solid.
Hannah Hank called for the moving screen. Wallace does a great job at taking that hit.
Ooh, and now danger time for the Whai. Another look at the finish. Davidson just drops that bow. Snyder wears it. Can't milk the call. Instead, a 7-point lead for the Queens. And if a bucket here may close that door on a 5 chance for victory.
Beck, Lupfer. Couldn't put the nails in the coffin. Whai, stay alive. But they would love a bucket here. A couple of empty possessions have met them. Cowling can't make that one count.
Oh, so look at Snyder's hustle. Much better offense as well. Created the opportunity swinging around with some screens, but can't get the finish.
Brown down low, finds Beck. Lupfer. Oh, well defended by Emi Shearer, but referees have seen some contact.
Good patience down the stretch by the Queens. They're not being hurried. They're creating opportunities, not taking the quick shot, going in, finding the body. A nice job of protecting the ball by holding it back and making it a really difficult angle to defend without fouling. And now Luke first off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Can't add to her 14-point total with the first attempt.
Goes 1 for 2 from the Chemist Warehouse. It's going to be timeout for Coach Tane Bennett. They need a score here.
And you just look at the way this game flow has gone. Halftime, those boards just about even. But here in the second half, the Whai have allowed the Queens to really get on the glass. Now a 48-39 rebound advantage to the Queens. 16 of those on the offensive end. And that has led to a few more possessions and opportunities for the Queens. And they've just played with a little bit of a higher level of efficiency. And that's what has them sitting in the catbird seat right now.
A lot of offensive weapons as well for the Queens. Christy Wallace with 12 points, Gian Park with 16, Davidson 11, Lukpa with 15, and Lou Brown with 7 off the bench. Briley Rogers had 8 early as well. Whai, maybe not as many offensive weapons so far. They've done well to stay in this game, and they've done a really good job defensively. 1.5 minutes to go. It is still available for the Whai, but they've got to do something quick to make it happen. They will start their 2025 campaign with a loss at home. Kayla Cowling take the inbounds. Finds Hank down low. Nowhere to go for Hank.
Need this.
Oh, Emi Shearer. Ice on her veins, you could say.
And they got it. Huge shot. That makes this game gettable. Whai need to stay away from fouling, but keep that defense aggressive.
Run a jump here for the
Oh,
Whai.
they had the chance. Great timeout.
Stella Beck, a veteran.
Half veteran. She did dribble into the coffin corner and set up the double. But when she realized that she was stuck, she goes straight to the BNZ player timeout, giving you a chance to scan the QR code and get some tickets to this season's games. But more importantly for the Queens, saves possession. She's stuck there. There was no options. Everyone's going to be denied. And it does take away the opportunity if it gets really tight down the stretch if they need it. But I have no doubt save possession there.
Whai, got to play honest defense right now. Blitzing the on ball. Christy Wallace falls over, and it's going to be a foul against Emi Shearer. They can't believe it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The level of activity that has been pretty physical up to this point, but stopping the clock, probably not the worst thing for the Whai. If they can finagle a miss out of one of these attempts, they'll still only be down 2 possessions.
2 big free throws here for Wallace. Hits every part of the rim on her first attempt from the Chemist Warehouse. Second one here, a big one. Wallace, a true professional.
Clutch, hitting big shots. Making it a 3-possession ball game. Whai have to act with speed.
Shearer, she's got the hot hand. Gets it into Hank, back out to Shearer. She hit the last one. Can't go 2 for 2. Snyder commits another foul on the rebound. She looks frustrated. And Wallace is going to head back on down to the Chemist Warehouse.
And this will just about ice this one. A couple of free throws. We'll see her reach 15 points. She's at 13 now with 12 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal, a block. Only knock on the stat line right now is 5 turnovers. But she has had a huge influence on this ball game, and clutch free throws down the stretch may just seal it.
Just has that veteran experience. Wallace, an Australian Opal, part of the Indiana FIBA. 12 assists is really showing for it. And composure from that Chemist Warehouse stripe is putting it even further out of touch for the Whai. Tane Bennett wants some last-minute tactical adjustments, but it's going to be a long shot for the Whai.
Well, it's about giving yourself a chance. Got to stop the clock. Puts the ball in the front court. A quick inbound. Maybe if you get a 3 within 6 to 9 seconds, then you're only looking at a 2-possession ball game. Once again, can make it a fouling game. So, tactically speaking, this is the thing you got to do. But it's all dependent. The only way it works is you get a bucket, and a quick bucket here.
Queens have been really good down the stretch, holding their composure well. Wallace especially has been notable in that category.
And the Whai, early in this ball game, didn't really know where their offense was coming from. Really fed that ball into Hank, milked her early. She's on 19 points now to go along with 7 rebounds. But in that second half, I think they found a bit more of the formula they need to work with. Pace and transition, off the turnovers or off those long rebounds. But certainly looking for that early offense just a bit more aggressively. Had trouble really bending this half-court defense of the Queens. But if they want to give themselves one more shot to win this game, they're going to have to find a way to bend it now.
See what Coach Tane Bennett has drawn up out of this timeout. It's going to need to be a quick bucket. Ball with McDowell White into MC. Someone's got to let it go. Hannah Hank attacks Lou Brown. It's a great quick bucket. Queens not sped up by this Tauranga Whai squad. Oh, there you go. Cowling. Shearer now. Over to McDowell White. MC, the steal, and the 3. Wow. That is huge. Michaela Cowling.
Well, just really good plays there. They tried to get Michaela Cowling the shot out of the sideline, out of bounds action. She makes the unselfish play. Hank does the right thing, straight to the cup attacks, and then Cowling gets back so well in transition. Just not a great decision by Ji-Hoon Park on that deep pass. You don't want to go for the home run. And that's the only thing that opened it up. And there we see Cowling makes that pass, gets it into Hank, the attack. Brown does well defending without fouling, but look at this hustle by Michaela Cowling. She's on the baseline at that point, somehow got all the way back to get the turnover. And then Cowling, after getting that steal, sets up in the right spot. She started off a little bit cold, couldn't get that form going, but down the stretch, she's gotten a little hotter. Back up to 13 points now, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, a steal, and a block up to this point in the ballgame.
Stuff in that Chemist Warehouse stat sheet. It's gone from 9 to 5 really quick. Whai keeping their chances alive as they have done for the entirety of this 40 minutes.
Yeah, just a 4-point difference right now.
9 to 4, sorry, my bad.
I just thought you were talking about working man's hours. you got a job now, it's all stuck in your head.
But corporate.
Still a 2-possession ball game. Now, if the question here for the Whai, do they want to foul, send the Queens to the line, and extend the game, or do they trust their defense? Personally, I'm fouling immediately.
Opting not to foul the Whai. Trying to get a steal out of this one, and looks like they're attempting
Well, they can't foul now. I mean, if you don't foul right away, you've lost 8 seconds. There's no point with 5 seconds left on the clock to try and get it in there. It's on that first initial inbound, you go for the double right away. If you don't get the steal, you have to come down with the hack. Unfortunately, that's not what the Whai did. And that's made this a little bit easier for the Queens to close, especially if Nina Davidson knocks down this next one.
Davidson just looks so calm from the Chemist Warehouse and shoots accordingly. 2 from the Chemist Warehouse are good for Davidson.
No timeout here. Player timeout instead. Using that one now. I might have saved that just a little bit, try to get something quick, but the clock's their friend. They're sticking with it. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw the same action as we saw last time, that little flare screen for Cowling to the corner. Give her that activity, and then you've got the opportunity to hit Hank and Gahaya again. But we'll see either way. Chance for you to use that QR code and get a ticket to the big game. All thanks to the BNZ. Let's find that next generation of Kiwi Hooper.
And this is what you get to see, ladies and gentlemen. If you scan that QR code, you have your chance to come along to Tauihi, providing entertainment at all times. A quick bucket in store here for the Whai. Hank, Cowling, she's got the hot hand. Can't make it count again. And that might just be it. Oh, I thought that might have come off Stella Beck, but it'll stay with the Queens. They've just hung on here, have the Tokomanawa Queens.
Time for a miracle for the Whai.
Wallace through traffic to Lupfer. A steal though for the Whai. A slimmer of hope, you could say. Kitasome from deep. Just short. And just like that, the Tokomanawa Queens, through a hard battle, will end their start their 2025 campaign with a dub against the team that knocked them off a title chance at the end of last year. 84-78 here in Tauranga. A hard-fought battle that was, Casey.
It certainly was down the stretch. The Whai did a nice job of clawing their way back in, but the Queens had that buffer. And down the stretch showed enough poise to keep the Whai from claiming a victory. Your game MVP on the Good Health Mix and Pick.com poll is Ji-Hoon Park, who had a fantastic day overall. Plus 15 on the plus minus, but 16 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists on the day to go along with the steal and the block. But it was a collective effort by the Queens. They didn't really rely on any one player too much to get the victory today.
It is good-looking signs for the illustrious Tokomanawa Queens. We take a look at the Chemist Warehouse stats, and a lot to be impressed about here, Casey. 5
double-figure scores for the Whai. You love to see that spread out, led by Hank, who is really impressive upon debut in Tauihi. Park, Wallace on 16 apiece, Lupfer with 15. And then, of course, Penina Davidson doing the work on the glass with Lou Brown. That's that combination I was impressed by. But Cowling and Hank, impressive on the other side with 17 rebounds of their own. On the assists, Wallace, fantastic. 12 assists, season high across Tauihi's competition. And she did it with the scoring as well with her 16 points. 6 assists from Michaela Cowling, who had her impact in multiple areas statistically. 2 blocks for Shear, 1 apiece for Wallace, Lupfer, and Park on the Queens.
Whoa.
Big steals. Taylor Dalton, really impactful, especially on the defensive end. Lupfer didn't have that offensive explosion we were expecting, but she got 3 steals of her own.
Well, if you're Tokomanawa Queens, Casey, you've got to be happy with how your opening shot looks for the rest of the season.
It's, you know, you don't have to play the prettiest basketball to get a win, and I think the Queens would be pretty happy with the effort overall, but know that they've got other levels to reach. The Whai, not the result you want in the first one, but certainly promising signs as the season tips off.
Here are your upcoming fixtures for this week. The Kahu in their opening game against the Poakai at Event Finder Stadium tomorrow. The Whai take on the Hoiho, the Queens, and the Poakai, and then the week is rounded out with the Kahu back at home taking on the Hoiho. There is so much to see in 2025 at Tauihi. That is all for us today, and thank you so much for watching. Exciting scenes here in Tauranga, inspiring the next generation of Kiwi basketballers, aren't we, Casey?
Certainly are. Everybody's smiles, all smiles, especially the Queens fans after that one.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Sky Sport, and congratulations to the Tokomanawa Queens, a victory in their opening game, 84-78. Ka kite.